think we'll be live any second.
Hello. Welcome, Xaine and Jason.
Hello, people.
Yeah, Bob is not here, and it's not Bob's fault.
No, we'll blame it on Bob anyway, just because.
The music might be a little bit too loud. Let me just reduce it a bit, just to be sure. All right. So here we are. So Jason will be here. Bob will be here in like 20 minutes, I think.
You're already trying to say I'm late?
What were you talking about? Good to see everybody in chat, by the way. Welcome to all the people that were waiting in the waiting room. So my plan was kind of to do an introduction. I mean, everybody kind of knows you guys, you know, but I want to do kind of an introduction that Bob introduces Jason, Jason introduces Xaine, but now Bob is not here. Damn it. Completely ruined.
Dang it, Bob.
But we can still do it, you know. Jason can do Xaine, Xaine can do Bob, and then when Bob comes, he can introduce
Ooh,
Jason.
Yes. I'll do Xaine.
I'm awful at this kind of thing without a script. What are you doing to me?
This is
I'm doing so much fun to be here, guys. I don't know, everyone just super pumped up.
Say something. Say something
Say
good.
something.
We're all listening.
And Bob is listening too, by the way, Xaine, so...
Oh yeah, we can't talk a whole bunch of trash
Bob
about
has fun with it.
So, you guys okay? You good?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do
It's
the
early
introduction.
for me. I don't know about you guys. It's like late night.
What's 10 a.m. you said, no, for you?
That's like wake up time for me. I'm now like a retired content creator. I wake up at noon all the time.
So do I, but still.
That's not retired. That's just a content creator. You don't like if you wake up before 12, you're very active content creator.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, only when the No Man's Sky updates come out, I wake up before 12.
Yeah, you wake up at like 6 a.m. and stuff, and then
Yeah.
5.
I know. That's the main reason why I'm jealous of Bob. I want to move over with Bob. He doesn't have to wake up till 9 a.m. to get them. I have to wake up at 6.
This is where we need your sexy music on the on your soundboard.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
I was like, I'm going to press the button, but I was already too late. But I don't think you can hear it as well if I do it. Did you hear the music?
No.
All right. Okay.
No, I just heard my own.
I did some changes just to make sure that it worked fine, but yeah, that's for next time. So anyway, Jason, you introduce Xaine.
Okay, everyone. I would hope that Enra Silver, Mad Scottish Geck, and like Old Explorer, you guys all know who Xaine is. But if you don't, if you're brand new, you're not in the No Man's Sky community very often or at all, or you're brand new, Xaine does an amazing No Man's Sky content. He covers all the updates. He'll do a lot of deep dives into the real, like, minute details of No Man's Sky. So if you're looking for what percentage a weapon will increase if you have upgrades around it, how to set up those upgrades, Xaine is the channel. He does really, really awesome, in-depth guides on anything you can possibly think about in No Man's Sky. He's an amazing channel. You guys should be checking him out all the time.
Yes. Thank you, Jason.
Oh,
perfect.
Thank you,
Now, Xaine, did you have some time to think about it?
So, yeah, like if I just left the thing, then sure, but I can't think of two things at once. Focusing on one.
All right, you know Bob enough. You know Bob enough to introduce him.
Am I doing Bob?
Yes, you're doing Bob.
Yes, do Bob.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be awful. Jason's was great. Bob covers No Man's Sky and Ark, and is just fun and cool, and you should totally check him out. That's about all I can really do.
Thank you. Do me, says Bob. Do me.
I'm sorry, Bob. You got the short end of the stick because they asked me to do yours.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna tell these guys that they have to introduce each other, they're just gonna prepare this. It's gonna look too nice, you know. It's gonna look too clean.
Aha! I'm always prepared. I don't know about you guys, but whenever we have a No Man's Sky stream on my channel anyway, I try to pimp out as many channels, so I have like these preamble things already in my head. I know Captain Steve, Survival Bob, Beeblebum, Zane's World, Professor Cynical, everybody. I have like a pre-made thing already in my head, so I can kind of shout you out if I see you in chat. Sometimes I don't see you because I'm not paying attention.
That's next level. I need to do something like that, especially with my inability to be able to think on the spot like that.
Oh yeah, it's why it's always like I just like ingrain it in my brain. So sometimes it's wrong. Like I forgot to mention you do Elden Ring, Xaine. You're streaming that over on Twitch. I forgot to tell everyone about that.
Yeah.
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 Oh, and
True.
as Bob said in the chat, how about Bob is a guy I'm looking forward to sharing an apartment with soon. This is true.
Yes.
In June, I'll be sharing an apartment with Bob for a week in LA, so that's going to be fun.
Yes.
Very cool. You guys going together, no? To what is it?
E3.
All right, D3.
Or,
Let me just push the volume a little bit, just to make sure, because Jason is pretty pretty
Turn me
clear.
down, just turn me down.
Pretty clear. No. So I boosted Xaine a bit. All right.
So people, you got a fan going again.
I have a fan going again.
Yes.
That cannot be because I just turned on the whole thing. Just left the chat. Let me try this again.
People is so hot with that like luscious hair. He needs fans constantly on him.
But they should be now okay though. I turned on the noise suppression. That's the only one I can turn on for the moment. I'll have to look into this and why this is doing it again.
It's just being emotional. Wants attention from you, people.
Yeah, but it's hot in here. Just that you know, this is no longer. This is no more winter. It has never been winter in Malta. It's already getting summer again here. It's hot, and the PC is not helping, and the lights.
Whenever you say hot, I always think of Godverdomme.
Godverdomme, yeah, it's Godverdomme hot. So I'm not sure. Bob says he would be here in like half an hour or 20 minutes, depending a bit on where he was. So first of all, people that might be wondering, this is not what's going to happen in the future with Studio 16. This is a Studio 16 special. We're only doing this on this time because it fitted everybody in the group, except for Bob, of course.
Except Bob.
So this is just one unique stream. Next time we will back to the normal one with DG as my co-host. So what are we going to talk about? I was actually wondering. I mean, we can talk a bit about the basics and see how we get there. So I'm wondering, how long have you guys been on YouTube together? Not together, but you had been on YouTube.
Well, me and Xaine have been in a YouTube relationship for a few years now.
Oh man,
a tube ship.
My brain was like picking about 6 different jokes. I couldn't pick one. Now it's too late. Like something about a sandwich and I'm the jam and
yes.
So Jason, when did you start on YouTube?
I started my channel if you go to my channel details, I started my channel in December of 2016. But because I was really busy with work, because I worked at a radio station, I didn't actually start uploading until March of 2017. And I was doing every game under the sun because I just wanted to be a gaming channel.
Mm.
So I was playing everything. I was doing a lot of Let's Plays. I was posting videos every day trying to grow. And nothing actually caught on until the summer of 2018 when I started playing No Man's Sky on the next update in June, or I think it was July, actually. July of 2018. And that's what my channel took off. And I love No Man's Sky. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just focus down on this. And I've been doing it ever since.
Yeah, and Xaine, you started not with No Man's Sky as well. You started with another game as well,
yeah,
no?
I actually have a very similar story. So I actually made my channel in December of 2015.
Uh-huh.
And then I I just tried loads of different games. Like my first video ever was a 40-minute Minecraft unedited piece of crap.
Oh,
but-
Minecraft though, it's good.
Yeah, but I was not good, so it was not good. But I think I just kept trying different games and just having fun with different stuff. Like found very minor success with like one called Darkfall. Then I ended up getting some good success with Mass Effect Andromeda.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Ooh.
just after that, I jumped onto No Man's Sky again because I streamed it like when it first released.
Yeah.
But like then I kind of lost interest in it right in the beginning. And then when Atlas Rises came out, I was all in. And yeah, and then like I've been focusing primarily on No Man's Sky since
Yeah,
Atlas
yeah.
Rises. Yeah.
So you Jason, you jumped in from next with No Man's Sky then, not from the beginning.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
specifically, I looked at it in 2016 when it came out. Everyone told me, "Don't play it; it's trash," and I believed everyone because I'm a fool. And so I waited till it came out on Xbox. I was like, "Oh well," because I had a PlayStation and an Xbox at the same time. So I was like, "Oh well, whatever." But when it came to Xbox, I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna try it now. Now that they're adding more content, let's just see where it's at." And that's when I jumped in.
Okay, great. I think Bob is probably the same, or maybe he jumped in with Beyond. I think Bob jumped in with Beyond.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think he
entirely
did the
sure anymore.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of what is that game? Atlas, I believe. That was his first game, and then he switched over to No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm. So you guys probably have started all in 3 different periods of the game. So that means you probably also have like different favorite updates or expedition. Well, the expeditions, I think all of us have the same experience. What is your favorite?
Really?
What's your favorite
We're all the
update?
same?
What are your favorite updates?
I'm interested to see Xaine, because you've played more of the updates like as they happened than I have. I went back and I played all of them, but I didn't play them as they progress. So I want to see what you're
So
thinking.
yeah,
Xaine.
like Atlas Rises has a massive place in my heart, but I think it's certainly heavily biased because it was the first one that really pulled me in,
Mm-hmm.
and like I went mad. I was like playing. I've never made more content than I did in that second half of like, was it 2017? And like
yeah,
like it was just like it was the primary point that I was sort of experimenting and finding my style and working out. Like I was making G logs, which were like, it was just a vlog, and I just decided to call it something else so it seems unique. And
okay.
like, but like an in-game vlog, so a gaming log.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was basically just a let's play, but it was like, but it's not because it's called something different.
Exactly.
Yeah. But like, yeah, like that, and then I started making more and more in-depth guides, and then like I think I ended that year with the like the farming masterclass one and stasis device, the original one. So like that sort of paved the way for what I've done since. Other updates though, I freaking loved synthesis, just because it was like 300 plus notes of everything everyone had been asking for, but also in HG's lens of what they've been asking for. Because I love that they do that. Like they don't just, like, if someone asks for something, they don't just give them what they want.
Yeah.
They try to figure out why they've asked for it,
Yeah.
and then try and fix that problem in their own way, which is the way. Yeah, it seems like that's the best way to do it in general. Obviously, everything doesn't hit the mark perfectly every time, but I think it's a better way.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably also. I don't know. I really loved Origins as well. I was nearly said oranges then. Freaking tangerine emoji.
Tangerine.
It was an orange, was it?
It was a tangerine emoji, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, but they meant it as orange, and I was like, "Well, no, but it's a tangerine emoji, so they definitely mean tangerine." So
Yeah.
oh, sorry,
Tangerines. So what's your favorite update then, Jason?
Well, I'm probably gonna be biased, yeah, and I don't know. As I've played more and more and gone back to different versions of No Man's Sky, it just cements it as my favorite is the next update back in 2018. I think originally because it was the first time I played No Man's Sky, like for real. That's why I liked it, because I was able to, go through and really experience No Man's Sky for the first time. But also going back to the previous iterations, going back to Atlas Rises, to the original launch, just seeing the difference and going, you know what they did to me. The next update was the biggest change to No Man's Sky. And I mean, there's more content they've added, and they've changed some other stuff. Like the 4.0 update was a huge overhaul. But I think next, adding a third-person camera, adding refining. I didn't even realize refining was not even in the game before next. They didn't have refiners and all that kind of stuff. It just changed the game so dramatically that I think that is my personal favorite, is the next update.
Next, yeah. It seems like everybody has their favorite update when they actually started making their content.
Yeah.
I have to say the same for me, because I really enjoyed Beyond, for me. But it was also when I jumped in the game and actually fully focused on the game, than just, playing an hour here and an hour there. So I think, every time you talk about who is your favorite update, I think a content creator is going to be the one that, when they started the game, covering the game.
Yeah, it's tricky because you're. Oh, by the way, I've altered my volume because people kept saying it was low.
I just boosted a bit, but
if I'm too loud, turn me down. I always have my mic set really loud.
No, I think you're fine.
I can also mute Jason.
Well, I know I'm fine.
Yeah,
I know. I dropped a little bit.
I come from an audio radio thing, so yeah. Anyway, sorry.
I think it's always going to be like fairly biased on what your first is, but that's also. But is it wrong that it's biased?
No. I'm just saying that it seems like and it might be also just normal. It's like, oh, I'm interested in this game now because of this update, so you jump into the game because of that update, so it becomes your favorite update. Yeah,
and I must impress. Like, while Atlas Rises has like the peak point sort of in my heart type thing, I don't want to play Atlas Rises over what we have now.
Yeah.
So like that's important to note. It's just like I think it's a better game now, and I enjoy it more.
I don't know. I would go back and play next every day of the week. I would still go back, and I would lose everything we have now. I mean, well, I'll take that back a little bit, because there's one update that I think a lot of people overlook, but we just take for granted, and that is the Expedition update. That we didn't have Expeditions before that update, and now we expected there has to be an Expedition, right? And so that is something that I think I probably couldn't live without. I love having an Expedition to kind of run and experience and do things with, and it's just an overlooked. Everyone just assumes we're going to have an Expedition.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years since Expedition update, which seems insane. But like, I do love the Expeditions, and we have a lot of fun. Sort of like when Expeditions first came out, I never thought I was going to be playing them like 30 times each. Like later on, it's ridiculous, but it's just that extra challenge is so fun.
Well,
my original idea when the Expeditions came out, sorry, people, I'm interrupting you. But when I don't know if you guys remember, the first Expedition took weeks to do. Like, it wasn't just we're going to speed run this thing in an hour or a day. It took me weeks to get it done. I think it was 20 hours to get it done. And I thought, oh, if this is the content going forward, then heck yeah, we're getting a 20-hour, or maybe not even that, maybe even a 10-hour like mini game mode. Nope, they didn't. They fell off of that, and I kind of a little disappointed. Not disappointed. I'm a little, I guess, selfish. I want them to do that again. I want every Expedition to be this meaty, like 10, 20-hour thing.
I wonder if that is just because of the perspective, because you probably could have finished the first Expedition in 2 hours as well, but we were not focused on that.
Yeah,
I think we started doing that since the Amazing Race, that these speedruns suddenly kicked off.
Yeah, we've been doing it for about a year. The last year, since last spring or summer.
Who won the last speedrun?
Oh, Jason won the last one.
Did I win the last one? Did I?
Well,
I mean,
I'm,
officially, Utopia's not done yet. No, Utopia's not done.
okay,
so that
yeah.
would
Well,
be the one
I'm
back in-
considering Utopia the last one because it's the current one, the latest.
Yeah.
Like the one
Second,
before that.
yes.
Like,
You won the last one.
oh yeah, I definitely won the last one.
Oh yeah, of course. Xaine won the last one. I won a couple of them.
I've got to be cocky when we're talking about this kind of thing. It's like wrestler brain turns on. It's like, oh, I'm gonna crush him. Gonna make him cry. And then someone in the chat says, "You're really gonna make Jason cry?" It's like, no, it's like kicking a puppy. You can't make Jason cry.
Yeah, I mean, oh God, I'm trying to think. Yeah, all the replays. I don't know what happened over the winter. I could not play any of the replays. I think I might have won, like unofficially, took one of the 4 or 5 that we did. I was like, oh, it was terrible. It was bad.
I thought.
Then the last,
I thought we did speedrun all the Reduxes,
we
didn't
did kind of, but I mean, I wasn't even serious about it because I kept playing, and you were beating me by more than 10, 15 minutes, and I was just like, oh, I'll just give up at this point.
That's kind of how I felt on this one.
Yeah,
it's like
it's a big time difference, no? You're on what, 52 minutes, no, Jason?
Yeah, I'm at 52. I think Xaine's at 57. That's only 5.
Yeah, you've been 5 to 6 minutes ahead of me, which is literally 10% or more of the entire time ahead of me for like the past 3 weeks.
I got lucky. You don't know how many times I don't know if you watch any of the streams, but man, I've just all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, I'll get like some really good luck, and I'm like, okay, that's good. Thank you.
I purposefully don't, so that I don't like influence my own run type thing. As in, because like for me, the biggest fun is finding cool, and I think for you as well, like finding cool little things to like shave off a bit of time. But if I just get that from watching yours, then it's kind of like this. I didn't get the fun part, and it's just kind of, you know, it
I do the opposite. I mean, if we're really like neck and neck, like if you're only beating me by 2 minutes, then okay, I won't check yours out. But if you beat me by 5 or 10 minutes, I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, Xaine did this, but he's doing it the quote unquote dumb way. I'm gonna do it the Jason way. I'm gonna do it better.
Take the luck way. I think we just got Bob in the chat as well.
Bob is here.
Hello.
Hello, Bob. Are you managing to join the game?
I am logging in right now.
All right, good. All right, so then
Guy's playing with friends right now, and Xaine is in a full lobby. How are you in a full lobby?
Did somebody join us?
There's only 3 of us. As far as I know.
There is an extra. You might want to.
Oh, Seba!
No offense to the other person.
Sorry, Seba.
I don't know why.
I can join Xaine. I don't see Beebs on here.
Yeah.
Oh, you should be able to join now.
Hopefully nobody on the landing pad, so we have
All right, so there's a dude outside pressure washing my my house.
Your castle?
Super loud.
Pressure washing your house?
Yeah.
What is that about? I only do that when it rains. If it rains, I wash my house.
Looks like everybody.
No, I got to get it painted, and
How
so
rarely does it?
first.
How rarely does it rain by you, Jason?
Oh, in Colorado, it does not rain at all. We're a desert, yeah. So, I mean, we will get rain. I think we get, like, we have our monsoon, quote-unquote, season in May, maybe, like, the middle of April, and that's it.
In England, we count the days it doesn't rain.
I wish. My dream is to live, like, in Seattle or someplace where it's cloudy all the time or raining all the time, so maybe I'll just go over there.
All right, here we go. Where were we?
I see Pressure Wash Simulator in the chat. Yes, I played that. Have you guys played that? It's an amazing game. It's like a very, very boring game, but it's relaxing. I don't know. It's like meditation for me.
I've seen a few people streaming it, but I cannot really. I mean, the person has to be very entertaining to keep watching that kind of stream.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it because it's not. it's not something in my mind. It's not something to show other people. It's something for you to do.
Yeah,
to kinda,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
meditate and relax. Yeah.
This is where my gullibility sensor is going off. Is this an actual game?
Yes.
Oh, literally, yeah, 100%, not a lie. You can find it on Steam right now. Power Wash Simulator.
That feels worse. That feels like more ridiculous than Goat Simulator.
You literally
Goat
they
Simulator
have
is
like.
awesome. I will not
Pl-
stand for that.
How dare you? But it's literally they set you loose in a playground and you just clean like playground equipment, or they have a house, or they have different things like a vehicle. You can just there's mud all over a vehicle you can clean. It's very soothing and relaxing, but it is, in my opinion, not good content unless you're very animated and like I don't know, a very active streamer.
Yeah, that like streaming that game successfully shows that you are a very good streamer.
You have the best personality, 100%.
I think it would be better. Is that Bob?
It appears Bob is rebelling.
Just shooting holes in my studio.
4 of the exact same ships parked out here.
Yeah, I know. Everybody has done Utopia, it seems.
Hey, that's a good. I wanted to use my my golden vector, but I thought I'd be a little too gaudy for that.
Yeah, I do like the Utopia. It's a good ship. Looks cool.
It says Jason.
Oh God, I don't have my outfit on. Where's a?
Oh.
I just realized.
What are you doing? You don't have the thong on?
No, I don't have my costume. I can't be seen on camera. Don't look at me.
Bow chicka bow. Oh.
You don't have
an
an
appearance
appearance modifier
modifier?
here.
I actually deleted it. I can quickly build one if you want to.
Oh, Beeble, such a terrible show.
I need one. Dressing room, green room.
We need a dressing room here.
I had one, but I removed it because I was doing some changes. So, all right. It should work, I think, Bob, there in the back. You see it?
You
Yep.
completely ignored my writer. Terrible.
What?
Oh, it's like a list of things that people who are
Oh,
coming to the thing demand. So like snacks and shit.
Sorry. I had a moment of outburst here. I pushed the wrong button.
A mountain outburst. A little explosion there in Jason's pants.
Exactly.
What?
In the back.
That's probably because Bob was standing naked in front of the door.
Yes.
I usually explode out the back whenever I see Bob.
God. Evacuation imminent. Bob is here. Purge.
Xaine really does sound like a computer, so that works well.
That works well. Oh, Lord.
I don't have.
You changed yet,
we're in
Bob?
the expedition. Well, we're in the expedition. I don't have any of my save stuff on here.
I think we're in normal mode.
Did you join as an
normal,
Did you join as an expedition save?
I guess.
Which save?
It was the only save that was highlighted.
Ah, because the other ones you didn't start yet with the update, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably
How long
it.
has it been since you've played? You gotta update and patch, buddy.
Twitch drops.
Oh, yeah. We've had a few patches since then.
Guys, this is the first time Bob is coming back to No Man's Sky, guys, in this since the Switch drops.
Yeah, because we just played Valheim. We didn't even play. We didn't play No Man's Sky when we played the other.
Mm.
That's right.
So I'm kind of waiting for Bob now because he has to introduce Jason.
We're all out here, yeah, drinking our coffee and waiting for you, Bob. Come on.
Find my pants.
Put your one leg
That's
in.
the most important part.
Put your other leg in.
So I assume all of us have beaten the expedition. Have you beaten it, Bob?
Yeah, I flew in the ship.
Okay. I didn't see your ship. I've been inside like a good boy at the interview.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't even have my helmets unlocked. I got to use the expedition helmet because that's the only one I got.
Oh, you Darth Vader coming in here.
You know what? I'm going with that. I don't care. This is not my normal look at all.
We won't even know. Actually, this is not even Bob.
Bob is coming in his new look.
Yeah, I'll just put a cape on. That'll be fine.
Are you at least orange?
We don't see the cape anyway.
No.
We still don't have capes in multiplayer? Yeah, I just realized mine's here, but you guys
So I
don't
gotta
use capes?
I got to look at my backpack then.
Oh, you can see your own, but you can't see anyone
Yeah, I
else's.
can. It's weird, but okay. I mean,
That's
Wait.
good enough.
Now, as
So-
much as I give crap to No Man's Sky about like not having keeps show up in multiplayer or the bugs and glitches, which they have, not denying that. I've played a few games recently that make me appreciate how strong No Man's Sky is compared to them. You know, Last of Us on PC, I was really excited to jump into there. Not saying it's a bad game. The PC version is not very good.
no, they have to work on some fixes there. That's for sure.
Yeah, and so just it makes me appreciate how good No Man's Sky actually runs.
You just got to push.
Excuse me.
Oh, look at that thong.
Tonk, tonk, tonk.
He's evacuating,
button.
chaps. It's catching on.
How do I sit down?
All
Come on,
right,
Bob.
let's
Make me the sandwich filling.
It's been a few weeks. He doesn't know how to even play the game anymore.
Xaine looks more like I normally look than I do. I got orange shoes on.
Yeah,
There you go.
these
Orange
boots are
boots
made
on,
for
yeah,
walking. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's because I've been stomping gicks. Like they're the same color as you. Got gick
And
juice on them.
I hope you're happy with yourself. Every time I see a neck in Valheim, I call it a geck now because of
That's
you.
awesome. And then you smack it and kill it, right?
Yep.
Uh,
Dang it.
who's this guy? I don't know who's this guy. I don't know. I thought it was Bob,
This
but
guy- exactly.
Going get clubbing.
I know.
Bob representative right here.
Yeah.
so Bob,
Uh,
good to see you. Welcome. You
Heck
can
yeah, 80s leg warmers.
you can blame Jason for being late.
No, I posted in the Discord. That was officially you, Beeblebum. You posted the time. That wasn't
no,
my fault. It was all you.
When Beebs asked for the confirmation, I put it on my calendar right then, 1 o'clock.
So
I
anything
didn't
I said
forget.
afterwards is not my fault.
Yeah.
Hmm. Again,
Ford's right.
I know
This
for
is my
next
stunt double.
I know for next time that I need to make it more clear.
You need to have. You would think that Discord would have a time changing feature, like an app or
There's an
something you
app.
can add.
There's an app I use in another Discord that you have to everybody has to basically take the bot and then and tell it where you live and then it'll convert that time to your time automatically. It's pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
It should be built into Discord. That way, whenever I post 10 a.m., it knows my location, so it'll post the correct time for you.
That's why I kind of shared the link to my stream and I said I scheduled it yesterday, you know, so you can check the time. But it's okay. it's okay.
I wasn't subscribed to you. I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
like,
know,
you have a
I know.
YouTube channel, people? I
I
have
thought
no
we were
idea
just
about
I thought we were
this.
just hanging out.
Yeah, we're just hanging out in the studio with a guy flying in the back. Hmm.
You need to share that link. I've never seen this YouTube channel you have, people.
Hmm. So, Bob, I'm gonna ask you the question before we jump to the rest. When did you start making content on YouTube? And what was your first video?
I started my channel in I think October of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And my first video was on a game called Atlas. It was when Atlas released on Xbox. So I played on Xbox. And I started my channel a day before I posted my first video, unlike these slackers here who started a channel and then
You
kicked
gotta let
rocks
your
for
channel
3
warm
months.
up before you post to it. Come on.
But then I didn't play No Man's Sky until February of 2020. Somebody just buzzed us.
Yeah, it's Siba, I think. February 2020. That's when. What was that? Synthesis?
I
No,
didn't even know
Synthesis was in,
updates
like,
were a thing when
November.
I started. I think it was right before.
No,
or
Living
after
Ship.
Exomech was around.
Living
in
Ship,
there.
maybe.
Yeah, living. I think I was living.
Living Ship, I think, came out right after I started, or right before
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
started.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
It was all
February
right there. So I guess
14th.
I was in the Beyond update and I didn't realize it because I remember posting videos on YouTube. When you typed in No Man's Sky, it would have No Man's Sky as an option and then No Man's Sky Beyond in the drop down box.
Yeah, I think
know if y'all
Beyond was one
remember
of the bigger names and the, you know, when you search for YouTube, I think it's one of the bigger ones you find every time still if you search it now.
Do you know why that is, people? I could probably tell you why.
Tell me why.
We
Tell
had
me
8
why.
months between the last update and beyond.
There was a lot of
And
time
so, and the
speculation.
Yep, and they announced the name of Beyond in May. They didn't actually release Beyond until August. So nobody stopped talking about Beyond for like 6 months. I was dying. I was making content, and I was like, "Oh, they're putting up content or new updates like all the time, so I can make videos easy." And then 8 months of nothing. I was like, "Oh God, my channel's gonna die."
But they
Anyway,
did they not release like a whole of information as well, or just the name?
It was just the name in May, I believe, and then that at the same time they said they were gonna change the game in some way. I can't remember if they said they were gonna have pets or if they just alluded to it. But there was some not pets. It was riding animals. It wasn't pets yet. It was riding.
Just riding animals, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, or maybe they just showed the part of the trailer for it was people riding animals, and we assumed they were going to be pets. Maybe that's what it was. I can't remember that far back because I'm old.
And by the way, we forgot to do this. Bob, could you introduce Jason, please, to the chat here?
Oh yeah.
I thought I was introducing Xaine. Okay, Jason.
No, you're introducing
I did
Bob.
Xaine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you did.
Jason,
yeah, you did.
sit down.
Sit down. What are you doing?
Oh, okay. Okay, I was going to sit down on Bob's lap as he introduced me, but I guess not.
No.
He's going to create job.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, puppies and kittens, I'd like to introduce to you the one, the only, Mr. Jason Plays. If you don't know Jason is a content creator who originally I thought was a preschool or kindergarten teacher who did this on the side because he was so damn happy and cheerful all the time. It made me sick. And I had to come and mellow and balance out the No Man's Sky universe. And yeah, so he's my frenemy, my sworn frenemy.
Damn it, now mine was definitely the worst.
Oh yeah, totally.
Shame.
Everyone, you know him? This guy.
You know Bob, he's making videos.
Makes videos and stuff. He's key.
Bob, I've been trying to keep up with Ark. Are you still in there? Or am I just like losing track of it?
As far the series that we're doing, yeah,
Monarchy?
I'm still in there. I haven't posted a content in a minute on it, but yeah, no, we just finished up our season actually last weekend. So for those of you who don't know, I play Ark. I have a second channel. I tried to play Ark on my No Man's Sky channel, but it crashed and burned. So I started a second channel for that, and that's what I play. That's where I play, and I've been doing
a great success as well, man.
What is it called? I can't remember. I don't know what the kids call it. Playing on a server with a bunch of guys. I don't know what
Monarchy.
SMP. There you go. Yeah, I know it's called Monarchy. Yeah, SMP. I don't know what the initials are for that. I don't know what that stands for.
So survival multiplayer.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's special.
And I heard you're starting a new channel for Valheim too, right, Bob?
I'm not starting another channel. I'm actually considering just chucking my other channel and just going back to the original. I'm actually considered consolidating them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would say that I know that the popular notion, the good advice everyone gets is focus down on one channel for one thing. And if you want to expand out, make a secondary channel. It's worked very well for Beeblebum. If you guys haven't seen the B-side, very, very awesome. However, I've noticed with my own personal belief that I'm lazy and I'm not going to post to a second channel because it's never gonna happen. So I'm going to post everything to one channel, and hopefully people are more amendable to. And it takes some beating. I have to beat people into submission and say, hey, look, No Man's Sky will always be here. However, we're going to play some other games every once in a while, like Valheim or some Planet Crafter. And slowly, over the last 8 months, people have actually started to accept it. So you just have to beat them into acceptance. Do it.
Yeah, I think it's the better long-term option, but in the short term, it takes a lot more effort and time to break
Oh
through.
yeah.
Is all like I found one success with that Valheim video.
Mhm.
Like I p- I planned that and predicted it, and it worked, so that was great because that never happens. Uh, but yeah, it's doable. You just kind of need to like if you from what I've seen anyway, if you just release when a new thing comes out, then YouTube's only showing everyone who just wants No Man's Sky.
Mhm.
And then by the time it shows people who want that game specifically as well, the hype's gone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of setup.
It
But
does.
yeah,
It does. I mean,
it's
and
definitely
I
doable.
think it also it depends on how large your channel is. So like if you
Yeah.
are a channel with 1 million subscribers and you put out a video, even a bad quote unquote video is going to get 100,000 views on it, 10,000, 20,000, whatever, thousands of views, and YouTube sees that and they'll promote that rather than one of us who has 100,000 views or 100,000 subs or 50,000 subs. So that also plays a big role in that as well.
Mhm. So I think it's you Bob, and but also Xaine has a second channel, but I don't think you do a lot
Xaine
with that.
started it. Xaine started it.
It's
Yeah,
Xaine's Arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have a plan for that, but I don't want to start it until I can really continue it. So it's like, yeah, it's a bit tricky. But it's more. I think that channel's going to be more an experiment channel.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking along the lines of not a different channel for a different game, but a different channel for a different
Whoa, okay.
type of content.
Well, Bob's having none of that.
Where's Bob
Yeah.
going?
I'm changing.
I get bullied enough by the chat, and they're just like, okay, fine, I have to change.
I cannot deal with this.
Yep. Xaine starts talking about a second channel, and Bob's like, I'm done with this. I'm out of here.
Oh, yeah,
I know
yeah.
for me, I mean, all the advice I've ever gotten was, yeah, make a second channel. That way you can focus on other games. And I know, I mean, for me, I know as my own personality, I am terrible at keeping schedules. I am terrible at doing things and planning things out. So it's easier just for me. Like I try to be good on Twitch, and that's not even a second channel. You can call it a second channel, but I'm terrible at streaming on Twitch. I'm just so used to go to YouTube, do it here, everything's set up, everything's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I must admit I thoroughly enjoy my time on Twitch, but it's more of a just for fun type thing.
Yeah.
Other than like Twitch drops, when it
Yeah.
I just like I wanted to replay Elden Ring. I couldn't really warrant the time to do that without making it somewhat part of the channel. So that Twitch gives me a way to do that. Streaming's fun because I'm doing it with friends in a sort. And
Yeah.
so yeah, so it's more for me. My Twitch is less. It's like a hybrid between just the normal channel and then just playing completely off or whatever.
Well, I'm seeing in the chat, I need to ask you a question, Xaine. What is the 6 months to fail?
6 months to fail was my original second channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have 3.
Okay.
Three with it's only got a few hundred subs, but I started it when in my last real job, I'm going to call it, because people just know what I mean when I say that, even though obviously we all know YouTube, you don't take breaks and stuff.
Well,
But
I was gonna say there's I have some viewers that think that I'm on vacation constantly and I'm just in the sun making videos and so easy. Anyway,
Yeah,
I just got a reminder that the stream starts in 15 minutes. By the way.
15 minutes till it actually gets real.
Oh, your schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your schedule. There
very
he is.
busy.
There he is.
Oh god, he's a Viking. Has he
Yeah,
got the weird
Vikings were not represented, so I had to
I was gonna
change.
say, whenever I see a Viking, I always think of Hawks.
I know. So
name?
we'll represent.
We'll represent Hawks. Anyway,
And
six,
it actually-
6 months
it-
to
it
fail,
first-
Xaine.
Oh
Alright,
yeah,
sorry.
so like
Yeah.
basically I in my previous job they were getting rid of the night shift, which I worked for like 10 years, and they gave us an option of like redundancy with a payout, or go to days, work the same hours for less money. There's like I'll take the payout, cheers, and I'll see if I can make YouTube properly work. I think I had 200 subs at this point on Xaine's World. So
Mhm.
like so I thought I'll give myself 6 months, and if it shows promise to be an actual proper thing I can make as a business, then I will continue doing it. If I can't, I'll look for another job.
Yeah.
And so I basically made that channel called 6 Months to Fail, and did a few vlogs and stuff. I just did some other random content. Like the most popular video on there is a video of me showing you how to mix vape juice.
Yes.
And like
It's always tutorials.
So,
yes, damn right. And I did like a reaction to this dude who who climbed the London Bridge and stuff.
mhm.
I like that, and that dude actually replied, and yeah, it was just a bit of fun. I think I did one about PewDiePie because like I had a month of me just saying that he's my rival, as if that means anything. I like
My rival too.
PewDiePie was
Come
your
on.
Jason.
So like yeah, and like I haven't uploaded anything on that in years.
That is awesome, actually.
Just some experimental
So-
content.
So
Yeah, well,
I have a question. I have a question for the group. How many YouTube channels, when you open up your YouTube Studio or YouTube app, how many do you have there? Not how many have you posted on?
Okay.
Our studio app.
I have two. I have my two.
You just have two. You don't
Yeah.
have like a
And
personal one that shows up or anything.
Oh no, that's not
Studio.
linked. That's not linked. The personal one.
What do you,
I
what
have-
do you mean?
I have a
have
personal
10.
one, but it's not linked. Yeah.
I have 6.
What the? Okay, I mean, when you open up, when you hit your icon, and you're
Yeah,
talking about like
on
how
the
many,
YouTube app. Yeah, and you can switch profiles.
I got one. Why would I have more than one?
Oh.
Thing is, right, I do
if-
have 10, but I have 5 emails linked.
5. Oh,
Yes.
okay. You have emails. Okay.
So like
It's just to like his own videos.
Yeah, exactly.
now,
First
That's what
10
I need to start
views.
doing. Dang it.
only 5 of them are legitimate channels. No, 4 of them.
See, I have my my work, my Jason Plays channel, and then I have my personal one that I watch all my actual videos on. So like I'll watch Beeblebum and I'll watch Survival Bob. I'll watch all you guys with my Jason Plays. That way when I comment, I can leave a comment as me. But like if I'm watching like a podcast or something like that, I'll have it on my phone and I'll listen to it and I have a whole different
Yeah, you
Profile
sure you
for
get
that.
different recommendations as well.
Right.
exactly.
yeah,
and
no,
it's more of
that's
my
a good
like
idea.
real life stuff. Yeah.
I tried that and I just couldn't be asked to keep switching.
Oh, see,
Yeah, I
that's
can't
that's the
tell you
beauty
how
part.
many
I never
times
use my
I've
phone. for
commented
that.
in my my name account on Gmail.
Who
And
is this
nobody knows
guy?
nobody knows my real name. Well, I mean, not my full name. So nobody ever picks it up.
Hmm.
Well, that's the scary part for me because I have my actual face on my my personal one. So if I ever comment, people will be like, "Is that Jason?" Because it has his face. Oh God.
Oh, please do that.
Hmm.
Well, I've sent you the picture. You know what picture I'm talking about, Bob? The older picture of me.
You send
I
me
have
lots
that
of
one.
pictures, Jason. I can't
You've
keep them all
seen
straight.
I know. The one with the face, not the thing under
Yeah.
under
Just
the belt.
happy it
the
was
thing
waist
over the
up,
face.
okay?
Yeah. Waist up.
Oh no.
no.
No. There's the very active guest in this waving and thumbs up. Almost thought
So
I
afraid
was.
to
Exploring
touch
on the
the
screen with us just sitting there.
I almost thought it was Captain Steve.
Wait, can I do this?
Uh,
There we go.
There you go. Now everybody do it and make it even weirder.
Oh yeah, we're all just
Hey.
hey.
fonts.
Yeah, I'm a bit late.
Beeblebum,
Yes.
how many channels do you have? Since we all answered ours. So you have
I said two.
B-side, you
I only have two.
Beeblebum.
Two and
You only
my
have 2?
my personal, but it's not linked and I'm not on it anyway. It's like
Oh, okay.
10, 20 years old. I don't know.
Yeah,
That
mine's
is
at
something
least
'cause
20 years old.
see, that's why I kept my personal one around because I'm like, dude, I've had this thing since like I think 2006, 7, something like that, right when YouTube came out. So I didn't want to make it my like official channel, but I also didn't want to get rid of it. That's why I keep it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got no idea what my original one is.
So you guys, how is you how are you feeling about No Man's Sky content now lately? Kind of taking it slow.
I just can't get enough of it right now. That's all I'm doing, pumping out videos every day. I'm surprised
Just
people aren't sick of me by now.
No, my
Yeah.
notifications just keep dinging for Bob.
I'm like I'm generally happy with it, but I'm not ecstatic. But I'm also not like, as in, some of it's been a little slow recently, but I'm also just finding the good parts in that, that I can work on some other stuff as
Yeah,
well. Like, as well as longer term No Man's Sky stuff, because the longer videos, the ones like the longer guides I make, take way too long, and I can't do them in update times. So like, yeah, working on that kind of thing is fun.
Yeah, it's. I mean, always with the winter months, it's always slow in No Man's Sky, but it does feel extra slow. I think
Yeah,
that might be
yeah,
due
I
to
would agree.
Waypoint and Fractal being pretty minimal in content, more of like revamps. So I'm
Yeah.
just.
Well,
Are
I mean,
you?
I don't know. You
Yeah.
go ahead, Beeble. Sorry.
No, are you guys? You guys are just waiting as well. I think like everybody else to jump in when the new update drops. That there's actually an update.
I know for me, it's always it's a little bit different as a content creator, but it's kind of similar to how I've seen other people play it. You know, No Man's Sky comes out with an update on Wednesday. Everyone's super pumped up, excited. Everyone's playing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even Saturday and Sunday. And after about that first week,
Mhm.
you kind of fall off. You're like, okay, I got my fill. I played my, my 15, 20 hours. And as a content creator, okay, I'm going to jump in and any traditional like update with like Living Ship or the Outlaws update, you're going in and you're just trying to dive in and find all the new features to show them off, show people how to get there or what to use or how, cut as many videos as you can. And then after about a week or two, you kind of have a lull of, okay, we've showed everything. So now it's more of, let's get back in and kind of do some other stuff, some more traditional videos of let's plays. Let's see what's different about the game, how it works, or the expeditions or whatever. But it kind of slows down.
Mhm.
But like you said, Beeble, I agree 100%. The 4.0 update, the Waypoint update in October, and now the Fractal update, they were very, very lean on content, but more focused on what I would consider fixing some fundamental elements of the game, like changing the inventory or changing how the game works on a very basic level. And so a lot of that stuff is either not like, I don't know what you would call it, not sexy enough for a video. Like, hey, the inventory looks new. It's like, okay, great, that's a video, great.
Then check your
That sounds
comments.
exactly like a Jason Plays video.
And then
It is. I think I made that video. But
Look at the inventory. It looks amazing.
It looks so
Look at
good,
that.
and you can expand it out. Look at this.
and
Yeah,
then,
I think I made that video.
and then read the
But
comments.
I think that it's very, very like, yeah. I think they're just. I'm in my mind. I have two sides of my brain fighting each other. Either one day I'll think that okay, they're just trying to wrap it up. We're reaching the end of No Man's Sky, and so they're just doing a cleanup tour of, hey, this thing has always been broken, or we've always meant to change this and fix it. So let's do it now before we're finished. Let's get it to a stable state to where No Man's Sky is finalized, and then we can move on to our next game. And then on the flip side, on another day, I'll think, no. They're trying to fix all this basic stuff because they have so much more stuff they're going to add that if they want to add this new content, it's going to kill the game unless they fix these things. So I don't know. I mean, I go back and forth all the time on whether it's, it's been 7 years or they're going to move on eventually. They've, Sean Murray's been talking about the game they're making, the other game they're making for the last 3 years. Eventually they will. I just don't know if it's now.
All right, I kind of joked at the beginning with my opinion. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Maybe controversial. I
Are
don't
you
know.
burned out?
No, well, I mean, I had real life stuff happen,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah.
tried to get excited about it, and I actually, I enjoyed playing the game myself still,
Mhm.
but I feel like with the updates, they've killed a lot of the content
Mhm.
because nobody's going to look up how to do something anymore when all you got to do is flip a switch and you
Mhm.
can get it for yourself.
Yeah.
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 So and then flip it back and you don't. So I felt like I didn't realize that at the time and it wasn't a conscious decision, but the more I'm just like
Mhm.
and I can look at my videos that historically do well, the evergreen videos like how to make nanites, how to make money, that kind of stuff that people still look up,
Mhm.
and the search volume is just way down on
Yeah.
that stuff
Yeah.
since that
Definitely.
update, just because people don't have any struggle with it. So that makes it hard as a content creator.
Mhm.
And you can't make it as a content creator. Well, it's really hard to make it as a content creator without doing tutorials and guides.
Mhm.
So you can do let's plays, and most of us want to do let's plays, or a couple of us do. But the reason people found you was for a how-to video.
Yeah.
So I feel like Hello Games has kind of made it harder for content creators because there's less tutorials for us to do, and so there's less audience that we can build to do a let's play to go to carry through the other times when there's not an update.
I kind of agree with that. I just think that it's not they didn't take away tutorial videos. They
They narrowed
moved
the
them.
audience.
Yeah.
Well,
So
it just took the importance of them away. Like
Mhm.
the
yeah.
only way you could figure out, if you couldn't figure something out, you had to go use the second largest search engine in the world, YouTube, and type it in and search. But
Oh,
now, if
yeah.
you don't know how to do something and you get frustrated with it, you have the ability to do it. And I'm not saying
Mhm.
everybody does it, but I've been at points where I've been frustrated. And I'm like, screw it,
Oh,
in other games and things.
100%, dude.
Um,
100%. Well, and I
so
think
it
if
just I don't know. It makes it not as cool
No.
when we
No.
figure out how to do stuff legit.
for me, it's more of that option. In my mind, has always been there because you've had the refiner duplication. You've had these glitches that were in the game, and if someone was really hard up to do that, they were like, "Look, it's too. I don't want to spend the time farming money. I'm just done with or farming nanites. I just want it." There was always that option. It was harder, way harder than just going in your menus and flipping it on and off.
Yeah,
But it
but
was
I think
always there, and I think that Hello Games specifically, my own opinion, no idea if this is actually what they meant by this, but I think that they've been trying to get rid of refiner duplication, all that kind of the cheesy bug filled ways to get money. They've been trying to get rid of it, and they finally just said, "Look, you know what? Instead of fighting the wave, we're just going to go with it and say, if you want to do that, there is an option built into the game. You don't even have to go around or figure out a sneaky way to do it. Just turn it off, do your thing, and turn it back on. You're fine." And coincidentally, that also kind of killed some of the volume of tutorials of, well, you don't need to make money because you can just turn it off. I still think there's a lot of, maybe not as much as before, I'll agree with you on that, but there's still people who just say, hey, I want to play the game on a normal difficulty. I want to experience the game instead of just making it easy mode. And I think they're still there.
Mm. But like you
Yeah.
say, as a content creator, it completely changes the playing field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like glitches and stuff, it's a much smaller percentage of people who will do that versus the almost
Turning on a switch.
government approved like difficulty settings.
Yeah.
So it's so all it's done is just narrowed the amount of people who will actually search for stuff. I mean, it's I don't know. It just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah, well,
ain't it?
and I don't know if you, it was probably right before, it was before you started doing this, but I remember there's a big time in my YouTube videos where I was making ship hunting videos where I would go to Reddit, the No Man's Sky coordinates exchange over on Reddit. They were posting video or pictures with the glyphs and locations of ships, And it was fun. We would go there. We would find the really good, especially before you can update your ship or upgrade your ship. You had to wait for an S class. You couldn't just upgrade it to an S class. So it was really fun. And then Living Ship came out. And the first thing they did was change all of the locations. So all of my previous videos, I made 238 videos,
Yeah.
all of them invalid because all the locations were wrong. And then they added the ability to upgrade your ship. So now you don't even have to wait for an S class. You can just make it. And so at that point, I was just like, well, there goes a whole section of my YouTube experience. I was doing those, and those videos were really, really. Some of my more popular videos are this is the location of a specific ship, and now they're just dead. And I get it. I mean, but I feel like when a door closes, a window opens. So there's other content. Hopefully, I mean, it's just you need to have the will to get there, and I feel like for
if
me
you're willing to struggle
personally-
your butt up over the windowsill and stuff
Yeah.
yourself through that window, it's fine.
Yeah, and that's
You-
the
you
problem
talking about
I personally am
pooping out a
running into.
window?
It might not be for everybody, but for me, I've made the tutorials on how to make money in No Man's Sky 2, 3, 4 times. My
Right.
butt is struggling to get over that window. I'm like, dude, you shut the window, you shut the door, and I'm trying to find, but I'm just tired of finding the ways to get in there. I'm getting burning out.
Yeah.
I think that's a general
But
concept.
I do have some ideas. I think that we could for some stuff to do in the game. So I'm not saying I'm done with it by any means. I know I was kind of a downer right there, but it means that the focus has to shift. And I don't know that No Man's Sky as a game currently can solely support a YouTube channel for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
And so as content creators, we got to start thinking about what else are we doing. And I know we talk about that all the time. But it worries me. Now I see Hello Games Tube in the chat saying that they're adding more content and more bug fixes, but and I appreciate that.
It's not Hello Games, by the way. It's a fake account.
As a fake account? Oh,
Yeah.
boo.
Dang it!
But
Why do you have to shatter the dream, people?
Because I don't want other people to get their hopes up. This is not Hello Games.
Yeah, you're being all legitimate.
Okay.
I know.
Well, even if they did say that, it doesn't say anything. It doesn't tell you anything because every update we've had for the last 6 months has added content, but it hasn't been content that we can make content out of or make a lot of content out of. And that's the thing. Like Jason said, I feel like they're cleaning up the game to set it on autopilot and devote the majority of their team to something else. And I'm sure they'll leave a couple people on it, but
Oh, 100%.
I think that'll be it.
Yeah, when it comes to my personal plans, I have a decent list of content that I'm going to be working through and have been working through for a while, but it is a finite list, and I don't think it is like a once it's done. I'm sure I'll have a few extra ideas and stuff with new updates coming out, and obviously there's always like the update news. There's covering new features, but yeah, for like I do think there's I don't know for me personally that there's a bunch I want to do, and I'll feel like I've completed it, and there will be other stuff that I'll be looking at. I'll obviously still always cover No Man's Sky, but as long as it's doing stuff. But
100%. I think all of us will still follow and do No Man's Sky content, but I do think that, not speaking for anyone else here, but for me specifically, it feels like we've done everything. And looking back at it, 3 times, 2 or 3 times, but looking back at the last couple of years, not even just ignoring that the 4.0 update was just more of a revision, refining things, and so was the Fractal update. Even before that, when it came down to the Outlaw update or the Freighter update, those updates were really big only because I was done with everything else. I didn't make any money-making videos or anything like that. It was more focused on the added content rather than the whole game itself. And so when I feel like we're getting to the point where you have that gigantic jump in viewership and a gigantic jump in excitement on the day of the update. And then you might, depending on how big or how cool the content is, you'll get 3, 4, maybe even a week. But then it bounces right back down to those lower excitement,
baseline.
lower settings. Yeah, the baseline. And that's happening faster and faster and faster. So I think the community as a whole, we're just kind of like, give us, either something substantial, like a big, like a beyond update or a next update, or I'll just come back in like 6 months. I'll let a few of these updates hit because I don't want to experience it for 1 or 2 days. I want to come back a year from now and experience all of it together.
Yeah, and I think that's the challenge as a player, not as a content creator, but as a player. I think you come and you get excited about the updates, and for 2 years, which is basically when I started playing the game, up until 6 months ago, we were getting just really interesting new updates very frequently, and we got spoiled by that, I think. And so a big group of people will always come back to the update and say, "Oh, cool, what's next? What's next? Let's see what the new update is." But then you hit 3 or 4 in a row, and people are like, "Meh," or "This ruined my inventory," or "Okay, I don't see anything different on this." You do that a couple times, and people stop looking for the updates that have historically come back. So I worry that the player base will degrade a little bit quicker because of that.
Well, degrade and also separate because I don't know how large or how small the group was, but there was a lot of players that were upset with the 4.0 changes to the inventory and how everything worked. And a lot of them seemed to be more veteran players, not just new players. New players liked it more because it helped them. It was more direct and it was better visually. Whereas old school players, veteran players, were like, "Look, I had my setup, and now it's screwed. I mean, I had the setup for 2 or 3 years. I had my main save, and now it's just done. I'm just done with this game." And I don't know how large or how small that was, but it feels like that was more of a title shift. Because that update itself wasn't a really big substantial one. It was more of a revision. And then it also kind of split some of the player base, and it's just kind of moved on with every update since then, only having one update, fractal update. But ever since then, it's kind of limped along, and they haven't done anything to unify it or bring them back or however you want to say it.
Yeah, I think it overshadowed the actual changes and caused the burnout, for the actual player base.
Now, if you look at the player stats, then they are doing, let's say, the same as last year. So it's not like they lost players from it's the same. December was the same amount of players like last year, December, or after Waypoint.
You looking at Steam numbers or what?
Yeah, the Steam numbers. If you look at the Steam numbers.
Although wasn't the year before a particularly bad year?
Yeah,
it was
December
from
last year was also the same updates to the expeditions.
Frontiers,
right?
It was Frontiers, and then after that we had the Redux. So that was the same. So I mean, players that were annoyed with waypoints, I do agree, and I see also the point why and whatever. But it was not that it was such a massive dip. And if you look at the reviews as well, in Steam now, you will almost see there's no dip anymore. While there were so many people complaining in the the reviews, I think it's after a while in perspective you can see that it wasn't that bad. But for as a content creator, I think that's a completely different perspective again.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I was going to say. So if we do have the same number of people playing the game, but less people interested in watching content on it, what is that saying?
Yeah.
Is it maybe there's less interesting content? Maybe they're bored of the content. Maybe they're just not.
And there's no need anymore for it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's another thing in my mind is how many old school players, how many of the old guard, if you want to call them that, left, and now they're being replaced. So it's not losing player count, but they're being replaced with new players. And if you've only picked up the game in the last 6 months, 8 months, you don't need any of the guides because I can just turn off I don't need to know. Why do these guys make guides about money when you could just turn it off and buy whatever you want? So they're not looking for that stuff because they're brand new players. They don't understand, or they're not watching these old videos.
See this in the
comments. Old people doing that.
What's going on in the comments?
No, I'm seeing this in my comments. A video about how to make nanites. Just flip the switch, or now you can buy from the space station. Yeah, I know, but did you check the video, the time, date?
Dude,
there were
people.
Outlaw stations.
But I have those comments. I have a video on how to make the 3 best ways to make nanites, and all the new comments within the last 6 months are, hey, did you know that there's a setting in the menus? It's like, you know this video is 3 years old?
Although those comments have just replaced the previous comments that were like, why would you do all this? You can just dupe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want to pick on anybody, but I find it very funny when the 4.0 update came out and it was revealed that we had a whole settings menu that we can just turn off the prices.
Mm-hmm.
The immediate response from the duplication community was, well, that's not a legitimate way to play. You guys, I'm a real player. I actually did the work to get my stuff. I'm like,
I worked
are you
for my
kidding
dupe.
me? I worked. I had to actually glitch to get mine. I didn't turn off anything. I was like, are you kidding me? Come on now. Now you can't. Come on.
But the advantage was that, I mean, if you were a content creator and making that, you had a target group. Now you don't really have that target group anymore.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, for every that's what I'm telling. The difference between a player and the difference between a content creator is like, I love playing the game. I hate making content about it. You know, that's the. I mean, hate is a strong word, but you know, that's just making the comparison.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't even think it's hate anymore. I think it's just burnout. I think a lot of us, the word would be burnout. It's just that we don't hate No Man's Sky. I still play No Man's Sky all the time, but I don't feel the need to make a video because I've made all the videos. I mean, and it might be a more of an older, you know, when we've been around for as long as all of us have, we've made the videos more than once, probably in a lot of cases, because there's an update here that changes something and we have to update our videos. But after you do it 1, 2, 3 times, you're just like, okay. I mean, essentially it's the same. This one thing changed, and I'm not making a whole video based on this one little element that changed. It's just, I've made the video multiple times.
It makes you feel a little cheesy. It makes me feel a little cheesy anyway. You know, when I'm like repeating the same thing in a video over and over again, or you know, making the same video over and over again. I'm like, come on, you know, because I've watched those and I try to make content like I consume it, you know, and that's why I started my channel, because I was watching stuff and I'm like, oh, I could do better than that. I think I watched one of Jason's videos first, actually. And
everyone could do better than me.
I'm teasing. Like this guy could do it. Anybody.
Exactly, this guy. Oh, but I mean, and I also think, I don't know about you guys, but I've leaned more into live streaming, and I actually, maybe it's just my own personality. But now, instead of making a short video on, hey, this is the top 3 ways to make money in No Man's Sky, I'll just live stream the expedition. And while I'm doing that, I'll also say, hey, oh yeah, by the way, this is how you can do money. And I'll just mention it in a live stream. And that, to me, that fills the gap. So anybody new who's watching, if they want to watch a live stream, they will also get that content rather than me making a whole separate video.
So go watch Jason's live streams for tips and tricks.
I feel like that fills a different gap. Personally,
what's that?
It might be like a Venn diagram where it fills a gap a bit, but I feel like it's a different gap that's like, you know, as in like it helps people that also wouldn't have watched that tips video, but it does help some that would as well. But I feel like they're different audiences, personally.
Oh,
but
100%. They're not searching out. Like the live stream would not be specifically, this is how you make money. And I do. And so, yeah, I do think it fills a different gap. But I also think that the hunger for those videos is not there.
Yeah.
But you learn from osmosis. So you're not seeking it out, but you learn it, you know, as a bonus. So instead of saying, oh, you know, actually, you know, because I go on my old man rants and I talk about how we used to have all this good stuff and now they're taking away. But, you know, it's more of a, they're not seeking it out or looking at it. What is going on over there?
I'm watching the stream and I don't see myself on Beeb's screen.
Well, you're right, but maybe you're very camouflaged, it seems.
I was going to say, are you colorblind? You can't see yourself in the carpet?
I don't see myself on his stream. Maybe I screwed up the stream.
Here. Can you see? I'm gonna zoom in.
Are you watching like 20 minutes ago or an hour ago when you weren't there?
Probably.
Watch live.
You see, Bob, press the live button, and you just got a red dot on it.
There I am. Right. Thank you. A little lower. No, close. And
a little lower.
Up, oh yes. Right there. Right there. Lower. I opened my legs up for you.
I switched to
the Anyway,
thank feel
all
I
this
mean-
sounds like Debbie Downer stuff. I don't think we all are like upset or angry or not
No, I
going to do
think
any more content.
No, but it just needs to be said. No, I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
I've got a lot of people asking me, yo, making No Man's Sky anymore? Is No Man's Sky dead? No, it's not dead. It's just it's not smart to make content about No Man's Sky now. I mean, we need to make money off the videos we're making, so it's stupid of putting 5 hours in a video that only gonna get 10 cents.
Yeah.
But I do think we might see some great updates this year still. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much because I don't know if Xaine has been looking in the files or whatever about the leaked files.
Oh, I've seen the station things.
All right. So I mean, then I'm feeling like this might be a great upcoming update, something that might just pick it up a little bit for one
do you think
last
that's
year.
the next update, or do you think that's coming in the future, like at the end of the
This
year?
might be summer update as well, but it's something that might happen this year.
I
So when
feel
is
like
aren't they doing an update where it's going to be playable on Mac?
apparently iOS, yeah.
But
I don't know
when.
if they're going to
When is
link that
that
with an
coming?
update or if they're just going to release it. I mean, in general they'll always release a new version with an update. But
Right.
I feel like, especially with the Switch update, the Switch version just kind of landed with a thud. As far as I know, maybe there's a huge booming No Man's Sky community out on the Nintendo Switch, but I haven't seen it.
Mhm.
I feel like that came out and it just hit with a thud because they didn't have as much content. It wasn't as exciting as the other versions, and so
I
it's
don't know.
always it's good as long as if you have only a Switch. But if you have anything else, like I was excited for it, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna be playing this every night. And now I'm like, dude, I'd rather just play it on my PC or my Xbox because it's a better, quote unquote, better version, more complete version.
I think it's bigger than you think because during all the reduxes for the guide for each redux I was releasing, I kept having a lot of comments which could only be said by people who were playing Switch. So it's like because only Switch has different items in the
Yeah, they didn't have capes, so they were
yeah, but they also like so when it comes to what's in the Galactic Trade Terminal, Xbox, PC, and PS4 and PS5, PlayStation in general, they're all linked and they all have the exact same things, the exact quantities and cost, whereas Switch is
Oh.
different. So I had a lot of comments that were about that, which obviously that's not like a remotely accurate thing, but it did make me think that there are more Switch players than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. Because mine aren't my guides are not as in depth as yours, but I didn't receive any or barely any comments, and so I felt like I'm getting one or two versus the hundreds from the other platforms. That the Switch version was a smaller community.
But yeah, but
So if you're getting a lot, then yeah.
well, also as well though, like those, it's like you're more likely to make a review if it's bad. So
True.
they were more likely to comment because something was different and wrong.
Mhm.
So like it's also a biased thing. So it's hard to tell, but it just struck me
I don't
as
know if
at least a bit more.
I don't know if you've watched any of my videos, Xaine, but I'm always wrong, so they should be commenting.
Yeah, being wrong helps with comments and getting.
Yeah, totally. I feel like
You guys don't know how much I use that to my advantage. It's so
Yeah.
good.
I've always suspected like that you're the kind of person who would put something purposefully wrong just in one thing just to get that comment.
Uh,
Who,
Like,
me or
I-
Jason?
Those
Actually,
are my favorite. Both.
Both.
Both of us.
And I'm the person who didn't think of it.
Now, chat, don't give this away to anybody in my streams, chat. But I'll let you in on a little secret. I've been playing No Man's Sky for multiple years, so when I forget, quote unquote, how to do something, it's to light up the chat to make sure I get some chat going. And I'm like, oh my, I thought I did. What is this? Oh, that's it's because I want you guys to start talking, and I don't want to say, hey guys, or in general, I'll say, guys, give me a number, or I'll tell you guys, like if I do a speed run in the expedition. What time do you guys think I had? Just give me a number. That way you guys just pop in and all of a sudden the chat goes crazy because the faster the chat moves, the more YouTube loves that. They want chat. They call it quote unquote interaction. So likes, comments, all that kind of stuff.
Are you surprised,
Wow.
guys? Are you surprised for that?
No, I'm not surprised.
No, the chat is like, oh my god, how dare you, you know?
No, I do legitimately forget stuff.
Well, and that's the secondary benefit, Bob. I do sometimes forget, but in my, at least in my mind, it's about maybe 75-25%. So 75% it's on purpose. 25% it's legitimate. Like, I'm old man, and we used to have cobalt used to be this price, and now I can't sell cobalt for this price anymore. That kind of stuff.
Think about how much useless No Man's Sky knowledge we have that's outdated and no longer
yeah.
useful. I mean, when you said cobalt, immediately the price of cobalt went into my head. I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm already past the point now where I can't remember which is the current thing.
I know.
I have,
Dude,
I've got like,
you don't know how many times I've started an expedition and I've gone for the subterranean relics. Do you know why? Tetracobalt.
Yeah.
Used to get tetracobalt, and I still just instinctively I know I can get a whole bunch of cobalt and sell it 3 years ago in No Man's Sky.
I'm still bitter about that, man. I stored all of my greater resources as tetracobalt and like the
especially for permadeath. That was like my goal in permadeath because your inventory was so limited. Get tetracobalt.
Yeah, it just had multiple things, and then it literally in that one update, I went to having nothing, and I was like, "Oh, for God's sake!"
Yeah. Well, I'm feeling good because I had stocked up in one of my saves like 6 containers full of storage containers full of oxygen.
Yes.
So
nice.
I'm like, I could only sell it to other players on the black market.
Dude, that was the first thing I did after the waypoint update. When I went to the first shop and I was like, there's some. Wait a minute. I can't buy any batteries. I can't buy any life support shells. I can't buy oxygen. What the? And the first thing I did was, I have to make an oxygen farm now because good lord.
Oxygen farm.
Looks like Xaine, you're not the only one who had storage containers full of tetracobalt.
Yeah.
In the chat.
Well, that's like I used to preach it. I used to be like, "Oh yeah, you need to store all this." Like it's basically a bank account. They can't take it away from you. And they did.
Exactly, because you could just sell it. You could refine it and sell it. I still do it. I still fall for that trap. I'm like, okay, we're doing no starter ship challenge. I need to save some money. Let's go dig up some. No, can't do cobalt. Let's go. No, can't do that either. Crap.
It's there's a lot of
switch and turn it off. Okay.
Yep. So yeah. So we're talking about space station. What do you think the next update is going to be? I don't expect it's going to be an update that is going to be focused on Mac, because otherwise that's going to be a third one in the row that's going to destroy the.
That is a turd.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is going to be a turd.
Yeah.
And I would hope that Hello Games is looking at that going, look, a lot of people, we had to do the 4.0 because we had the Nintendo Switch come out. And then we came up with the Fractal because we thought maybe, because we have PSVR. Now we have to add substantial content rather than fix things and adjust things. We have to add something. I would hope. I mean, who knows? Maybe they just do another revision update. They say, you know what? We're not done refining stuff, guys. So summertime is when you're going to get the real update. I don't know.
Yeah, when it comes to the whole station thing, it has amazing potential, but everything is always more simple than we think it could be.
We want it,
Those new stations, they could be massive, they could be citadels in every single system, from like Mass Effect. They could have customizability and stuff, but it's probably more likely that it'll just be a bit of a aesthetic revamp.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, man, it's really hard to think about it and prevent yourself from getting pre-hyped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because the potential is great and probably way better than it will be.
I try to avoid the thinking about what could be because it inevitably leads to disappointment as I start to take ownership of it when I'm thinking about it and talk about it. But I do think the curious thing to me is what the hell has happened in the last year, because it feels like they were on a path that they switched 3 times. And I'm just so curious what happened in the background. So if Hello Games Tube wants to tell us, that'd be great.
Give us some unverified
Because you
rumors.
guys,
Hello
you
Games.
know a lot of stuff. So, but I mean, you have the station override, right? And that
Yeah.
was just like
That's almost 2
they're
years
just like,
old at this point.
yeah, exactly. But there's so many things that like just you feel like they were on the track for something, and then they just stopped.
Yeah.
For me, and this is going to be all speculation, but for me, what I think happened because we got our in the I guess spring or the beginning of 2022, they announced the Switch version for summer. It was going to be the summer update. And I feel like that is the moment that everything kind of turned a little bit. I think that, outside looking in, who the hell knows? I think that they bit off more than they can chew because they had the Nintendo Switch version coming out. They had the PSVR version coming out. They announced the Mac and iOS version coming out. I feel like they bit off a whole big chunk and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got that." And then they looked at it and they started working on it and said, "Whoa, well, we're delaying the Switch version till October now. That's not a summer release. We have to hit the PSVR deadline." They probably had a contract with PlayStation. Who knows what happened to the Mac version? They announced it last year. We still haven't seen it. I'm sure it's coming at some point, but they're probably like, "Look, we bit off way more than we can chew, and it probably took a lot of more resources to do that." And so to make up the difference, they went into revisions and they focused heavily on the revisions versus the content. And so they had to divert their whole plan off to this other direction and say, "Look, we can't do major content updates because we're focused on making these versions work." And so what can we do in conjunction with that? Oh, revisions. We can revise the game. We can fix the inventory, things like that, rather than focusing on all of our efforts on content itself. That's just me. I have no idea.
I mean, I feel like that way with the expeditions too, because they started off
Yes.
and with the update to the explorers. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And we all thought, oh, great, we're going to get an update to the fighters, and then we're going to get an update to the haulers, and we're going to get all these updates. And I bet you they had that on their whiteboard, and then they just scrapped it for something else.
Yeah. And I mean, and going back to the stations, that might be what we see with the station update. Maybe that's just it was in the works and they left files in there because I brought this up in the chat and I think I brought it up in my video as well. We in 2018 for the next update, they actually found someone dug into the files and they found a ship customizer, and it wasn't deep, it wasn't wings or anything. It was just for your colors on your spaceships. You can change it, but they
Yeah, wasn't
never.
that in like
Yeah.
Atlas Rises or Next or something?
It was
That was
something, yeah,
originally put in the files.
It was right there, yeah, but it was in the files, but they never implemented. They still haven't done it. So it could be something that they had on the horizon. They're like, "Look, we did planetary archives. Let's do the space stations in the same kind of theme." And they just trashed it and said, "You know what? It's there, but it doesn't work for whatever reason. Maybe it's too resource intensive. Maybe it's just they're like, yeah, it's just along with the space station overrides. They're just like, we're fine. We don't need it."
I'm looking at the chat, and Walker says they scammed all the content creators into buying Switches and the game for Switch. And, yeah, guilty. Only reason I own a Switch.
Double guilty. Well, that's not the only reason I had one. I literally had my Switch before that, but I only had a Switch Lite.
Zelda.
I upgraded
Zelda.
to an OLED. Yeah.
Well,
I had
Xaine's
mine
playing
for Pokemon.
so he was good. Oh, you're a
was a
Pokemoner too?
I don't have a
Yes.
Switch.
You didn't have a Switch? Or...
No, I
He
still
plays
don't.
Pokemon on his phone, mobile.
Yeah, Pokemon Go.
Oh, okay. Do you have a Switch
I had my
now?
Switch for.
No.
Okay. Oh,
You
I think
held
that
out,
sounds
Xaine.
guilty. He sounds guilty. I think he does. He has a secret Switch.
I
Don't
did,
talk about
however,
Xaine's secret Switch. We talked about that beforehand.
I
We
did,
don't-
however, buy a Valve Index and use it once
Get that
on
VR,
the
yeah,
next
video.
release.
Oh, dude.
That was a great investment. That was.
I've gone back and forth on whether I should go VR or not because I know ultimately I'll make one, maybe two videos. People will watch them, but then they'll also drop off because it's going to make people sick or it's just going to be hard to watch. And then I'll have a VR headset just for fun.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you never get time to play it because you can't use the content.
Yeah, because you're busy making content, and that's the other thing. Yeah, how many games do you play, Jason? Not very many. I play No Man's Sky because that's what content I make, and I love it. But the last 6 months or so, I've made more of an effort to play other stuff because of that reason. I'm like, no, you know what? I like Valheim. I like Planet Crafter. I like these games that are similar in feel and theme. So why not just put that on the channel, and it gives me a reason to play them.
Yeah, Valheim's awesome.
Valheim is good. The Xbox
Well, I'm going to be
version
doing a
is
Valheim. I'm going to be doing a Valheim stream tomorrow, I think.
Oh, cool.
Wait a minute.
Some of the guys.
Are you really?
Well,
Can I
some of
get
the
in on
ARC
that?
guys are doing a server, and
Oh.
so a guy named Terrifier, who's the one who created Monarchy, is going to host a Valheim server, and ARC's kind of in a lull too because we're waiting to see what happens over there. So both of my main games are in a lull right now, and so we're going to jump into Valheim and just kind of screw around.
Are you still
a
waiting for
server.
Arc 2?
Yeah, we don't know. There's an ARC roadmap comes out tomorrow supposedly.
So I thought Arc 2 was supposed to release like last year or something
Yeah.
crazy originally.
Yeah.
Originally.
I've
I
got a
saw
feeling
an
this is
article
just-
today about all the games that are delayed, and I just stopped
Yeah.
scrolling at one point. I'm like, yeah, this article's
Guys,
too
you
long.
guys don't understand how hard it is to get Vin Diesel into a game. They have to make it perfect.
Family.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I've been also doing a lot of, expanding on my repertoire. I've been playing some Planet Crafter. I jumped into Space Engineers to check it out. I probably
How
will
was
do.
Space Engineers? I saw your first stream and it didn't impress you on the
No,
first
my
one.
my first stream was very frustrating. But
Yeah, I've heard of the frustration. It is currently
if
already
you
legendary.
want to have a good game to make content about, then Space Engineers is it.
I don't
Because it's
see
a
it.
very, but I don't see. I mean, it's not popular. I don't see a lot of people jumping into watching the views or whatever. It's nothing,
Right.
But
Well, the game-
to
the
make
game that
content
killed
about it,
me-
it's great because it's just so complex and so in depth.
There's
But
a
yeah.
lot of meat there.
Yeah.
Well, I think the challenge, I looked at it 2 years ago, and I had fun. One of the guys in my Discord rented a server, and we played on it pretty much every day for a month, one January, and when there wasn't much going on. And it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, but I looked at it, and there wasn't, I didn't see the content there. I mean, I see what I could make videos about, but I didn't see the interest in content there. Because there's so many
Yeah.
unique things that you can do. Everybody's not searching for the same thing.
Yeah.
Well,
or even
there's-
the 10 same things. People are trying to figure out different stuff.
There's that, and then there's also the benefit / detriment of when you jump into a game 2 years later. There's the Bobs and the Xaines of the world who made 15 videos on how to make money or whatever, and so you're just piling your video on top of that, and you're like, well, they've already made all the videos.
Well,
Yeah.
it's fun. I've been streaming it. I got some people watching it, so it was not bad. I might do it again. I think I might jump in
You
Spaceborne.
should.
Check how Spaceborne is playing.
I have
saw
been
you
playing
playing that earlier.
Spaceborne. Were you playing Beeps?
I'm waiting. I'm probably gonna buy it and play it tomorrow. Maybe stream it tomorrow. We'll see.
I've been playing for the last 2 days,
Uh-huh.
and it's definitely early access,
Yeah,
but it's got a ton of potential.
100%.
it's
you
a
played it,
single.
Jason? I saw you
It's a
owned it.
single dev as well. No,
Yeah,
No.
it's just single person. Yeah.
Oh, single player, yeah.
Oh wow.
no. It's a
Oh, no,
single
single
developer.
man,
Single
man.
developer.
That's
Oh, dev, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I played it when I was trying to do the Diablo open beta. They would crash out, and so you'd have to wait for an hour and a half to get back in. So in between, I popped on Spaceborne on a live stream, and I like the idea of it, but it is definitely early access. We got a lot of
Captain.
bugs. I was, just getting glitched out. So that would be the only issue I would run into, because I sat down yesterday to try to cut a video on it. Game crashed 7 minutes in, and I was like, okay. I mean, I'm not going to spend the entire day trying to make a video about this. I love the game. I think
Spaceborne?
it's a really good game. Yeah. But man,
Sorry,
it is.
I zoned out when
buggy.
you were talking earlier, so.
I'm used to it, but my wife does it to me all the time.
What was that?
I mean, I think all of us are kind of filling time until the 6th of September.
Yeah,
What happens then?
100%.
Yeah.
Is that when
So-
you have
It's my birthday.
proclaimed the update?
Is it your birthday for real?
Starfield drops on my birthday.
Oh,
Are
Starfield,
you
that's
serious?
right.
Oh, Beeble, we have to do something special for your birthday / Starfield.
I probably
we'll
will
play
be streaming.
Starfield.
I probably will be streaming for a week, so I will be doing Starfield.
Oh, dude, I can't wait. Yeah. Now
There are
that
going
is
to
the
be
other
so
thing.
many creators in Starfield. It's going to be
Starfield.
nuts.
It's going to be
nuts.
saturated.
That was the thing
Yeah.
that I laughed about so hard. Did you specifically for you and Xaine, you Beeblebum and Xaine, did you have a moment of panic when that date came out on the trailer? But it came out
No.
as 9/6/23, and everyone's like, oh, "It's June 9th!" And then
No,
everyone
because
in
I-
America said, "Oh yeah, no, it's American."
Yeah. I didn't get what the fuss was about, and then I realised that because people are thinking it's like
Yeah.
English time.
Well, yeah, everyone across the world, if the chat doesn't know, the world other than the United States uses a day, month, and
Yeah.
then year. And in America, we do month, day. And so it looked like June 9th, and everyone was freaking out, like, oh my God, it's coming out June 9th. And then everyone in America
everybody,
was just like,
but
it's
yeah.
not a big deal. We're like, what? It's September.
To
So
be
it
fair,
didn't-
Bethesda usually do like same things, don't they? Like 11, 11, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why my prediction was it was going to be March 23rd, 23, because it would be 3/23/23. But obviously that's not true.
I hope that they are not pulling a second No Man's Sky Starfield otherwise, because there's a lot of hype for that game.
I don't think they are. I think now, to be fair, it is a Bethesda game. It's going to have bugs.
Hmm.
You know, it's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to be buggy. That's just what they do. But I think that it will be, for lack of a better term, content complete, meaning it will be what we think it's going to be. It's just going to not run or perform as good as we think it's going to. It's probably going to have massive problems day 1, day 2, probably day 5. There will be patches.
There will be a lot of crashes to desktop.
Yep.
Yes.
And
Oh,
when you
dude.
scroll in game, it will scroll every other window you have open.
You know what game does that to me and it pisses me off? Valheim.
Oh, really?
What does it do?
Yeah.
Okay. Fallout New
Whenever-
Vegas, it always did it for me, and it was infuriating. Valheim has never done that for me, though.
I don't know what it is because I've looked at my settings and I've searched for that. I was like, why does it do that? And I'm like the only person on the planet who's dumb enough to have it happen to.
Hmm.
So I think it's a setting that I have. I have a setting
Are
somewhere.
you playing windowed or full screen?
Yeah, I was going to say it might be
I'm
window
playing
versus full
borderless
screen.
window. Borderless windowed.
I don't play borderless window.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
I
play
just
full
play full
screen. as
screen.
well.
Yeah.
Well,
Just try that.
that was the first thing I did. I was like, okay, maybe it's just not registering because I moved my
Okay.
mouse or whatever. I've switched to windowed. I've even switched it down resolution. I was like, okay, maybe windowed small resolution. That way it just knows I'm nope, doesn't matter. Anyway, sorry. But I think I'm really excited and I think that Starfield's gonna be a massive, massive game. Do you guys think it'll take away a big chunk of the No Man's Sky community since they share kind of a
It's a different game.
DNA a little bit?
I don't think it'll take away. I think they'll share a lot of
Hmm.
things, but like they'll play it, then just come back.
It's a different game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky is
I-
way more of a long-term game, whereas Starfield, for the like 80%, 90% of like the people who play it initially, they'll play it, then be done with it. Then the 10 or 20% will be enjoying mods, and then the next 10 years will be a building audience of mods.
Hmm.
Hmm. One of the things that's interesting to me, I don't know what you guys think, but talking about player bases and everything, like I don't think of any other games like No Man's Sky. Like, because I get everybody who said, "Oh, it's like No Man's Sky with
Mhm.
this, or No Man's
Yeah.
Sky with that, or No Man's Sky crossed with Elite Dangerous, or whatever." And like, I don't get that reference at all
Mhm.
because I see No Man's Sky in a category of its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, they're in space, but I mean, that's
Yeah. So like,
that's not enough to say it's like something else.
It's
in
like
my
saying
opinion.
everyone with a beard looks like me, which people used to do.
How dare you?
Like,
Everyone
he
with
has
a
a
beard
beard.
looks like me.
Yeah.
I wish I
So
could
that-
grow a beard. Shut
Yeah,
up.
and I think Xaine is quite a unique like No Man's Sky. So
Exactly. He is the No Man's Sky
Yeah,
of beards.
there's only one Xaine. There's no one like Xaine.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
it was intended as a compliment, at least from me.
I do think that the references to Starfield being similar to No Man's Sky is someone on the outside looking in. Like whenever I try to explain to my family who don't play games very often, like though they're very, very, very casual gamers. So when I tell them, oh, I have a YouTube channel and I play No Man's Sky, they're like, what the hell is that? And I say, well, it's similar to like a Minecraft game. It's not because they share anything at all, but I can give them a point of reference. So they're like, oh, so you're in there building stuff and creating stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you could totally do that. It's more of a stepping stone. So when people say, oh, Starfield's going to be similar to No Man's Sky, I think that they're referencing, oh, it's in space. You're able to fly your ship. You can mine resources and build things just like you can in No Man's Sky. Whereas it's not a one-to-one exact copy or similar in the same sphere, because I don't think it's going to have, it might have survival elements, but it's going to be more focused on a story-driven RPG type game versus a exploration, beast builder, survival-esque kind of game in No Man's Sky. So I think that's where it comes from. It's more of a try to explain to people
It's like
about it.
it's like comparing candy or whatever. It tastes like that candy.
To me, I try to use the more equal comparison would be, hey, it's Skyrim in space, because I want people to, because it looks like it's going to be more in that vein.
yeah.
It's an
Starfield's
RPG
gonna be
game. It's
Skyrim
an
in
RPG
space.
game.
Yeah.
Whilst No Man's Sky is totally not an RPG game. It's just a location where it's plays in.
It's just a sandbox.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like another game, but I don't think Xaine played it, or maybe he looked at it. But Star Citizen, I think you and Jason and Bob and
it's on my list, big time.
Yeah.
It's the best video on my channel right now.
Yeah,
it's the only video.
I've never played it nearly as much.
Okay.
It's the biggest one on his channel. Yeah. Is it the biggest? No, it's not.
Well, it's doing the best currently.
Okay.
It's over
So
a million.
more people are watching that than watching my No Man's Sky content.
Hmm.
Or watching my No Man's Sky videos.
Time to go back to Star Citizen, buddy.
No, it's a great game. I like the look of it, but it's a very time intensive game. It's very hard to.
That's the problem with Star Citizen. You can't, if you've got an hour, you don't even need to play
Nope.
it.
An hour you fly out and you have to land again.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And if the game doesn't crash, and but you got to commit like half a day to it if you want to get anything accomplished.
I've fired it up twice or 3 times, I think now, and that's the problem I've run into. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna play this game. I'm gonna cut a video about it, and I'm so used to playing for like an hour or 2, and I feel like I didn't do anything in that hour, and I'm like, oh my god, okay, there's no content. I have to cut a 6-hour-long video down to 20 minutes rather than an hour or 2-hour video.
Yep. Exactly. And a lot of it's just unusable content. Like I know a lot of Let's Play videos, you try to just keep talking so you've got most of it as content or can be used as content, but there's so much of Star Citizen that's waiting or pulling one thing to another. I heard they've got stacking now, which is nice, and some new quality of life features I haven't checked out yet.
And warping.
But warping, yeah, good God, yeah, warping. I go like make myself dinner and go to the bathroom,
Just warped out of chat for a second.
What?
You just cut out there for about 10 seconds.
Yeah,
we didn't hear anything.
you've left the group in game, but you're still there. Oh no, now you're gone.
Jason is gone. Bye.
Am I gone?
Jason left the system.
How am I gone? Man.
Rude. Didn't even say goodbye.
We still have 15 minutes, Jason. We still have 15 minutes. Look at
typical.
Am I sitting on you, Jason? Am I sitting on you?
No.
Americans, am I right, chat?
Why is it? Oh, I got kicked. It's your group is full. 4 people.
Oh,
there's 3 on my screen.
I'm seeing 4 on mine.
Nobody's here.
Oh,
I can
There
see
you
you
are.
in there.
No Man's
There you are.
Sky multiplayer. Come on.
Yeah, you got to click multiplayer, and then you select your friend from the friends list.
Yeah,
It's
no,
good.
Click
what
that,
I,
and
you
then
know
you
what
got
I
to make
mean.
sure you
This
have
freaking
a save.
You can make a guide
multiplayer
about
is
it. You can make a
killer.
guide about
Yeah.
it, Bob.
Yeah, I can send you a link to a guide I made.
You
Yeah,
have a
and
video
then-
I can watch?
And then go
Yeah.
to YouTube, type beginners tips and tricks. First
Yeah.
video in there to Survival Bob.
Yeah, no, I doubt it
Look at all
anymore.
these speeder ships. Holy cow.
Or Hawks.
Yeah, Hawks is done
Excuse
pretty
me.
well.
Oh, now we have to get in
you
here.
just blew it
Just
in my face. dude.
Spray it
That's
all in your
really-
face.
Sorry. I couldn't help
Jason
it.
just blew it in Bob's face. Clip
Oh,
that.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, baby.
There we go. Anyway.
And I wasn't even surprised.
I just knew it. He just took it like a champ. Oh. So yeah, I think Star Citizen is one of those games I would love to get into, but I just
You
it's
got
like Elite Dangerous.
Time.
I have nothing against Elite Dangerous other than the console version,
Hmm.
but I just it's one of those games where I'm on the outside looking at how cool it is, but then when you get in there, you're like, oh, okay, this is actually going to take some time. You got to actually devote some time to it.
Yeah, I think Star Citizen is best if you play it with other people.
Yeah.
Just to fill
for
fill the
sure.
time. If somebody's warping, you can walk around on the ship and do stupid stuff while you're waiting. It's
Right. It is definitely more fun with a group, which makes it harder to make content, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
And you just have to hope you get lucky with some interaction stuff more than anything else.
Yeah.
Was that a move to get interaction in chat? No, the No Man's Sky multiplayer is broken. Do you think they'll ever fix No Man's Sky multiplayer?
Fingers
Fully
crossed.
fix it to where it doesn't have no problems?
No, of course not.
Ooh, no.
I think
That's
this
like
is
saying,
something.
do you think Bethesda will ever release a game with no bugs? It's like no. And will Bethesda ever have a game with no bugs 10 years after its release? No.
Actually, they do. They have the community come in and fix it for them.
Yeah,
With
but
mods, it's
doesn't
all
really
fixed.
count.
Yeah.
I think the only
Works
time it's
done
going to
for
be
free.
fixed is when there's no more updates coming and they can just say like, this is the finished game.
I don't even know if that's going to be it. I mean, in my mind, and I'm not a scientist, I'm not an internet scientist, but it feels like they're trying to stretch their servers more than they can handle.
Hmm.
As a side note, I also think that they're using these expeditions to test a lot of server stuff. But I feel like
I agree with
if they cut down the player count from 32, I think it's 32 right now. If they cut it down to 16, number one, that'd be a good name or a good number for No Man's Sky. But it would also alleviate some of the pressure on their servers, and maybe it'll work better. I
I
don't know.
think they already cut down to 60.
I would.
they?
I would also add. I think it's no bugs is an unreasonable expectation.
Yeah, true.
Well,
Especially in the time and
yes.
the games you have now.
In my own mind, no bugs doesn't mean absolutely zero. That means
Yeah, just like
on a regular
generally
basis
smooth.
it works and you don't notice anything. Yeah, there's going to be bugs here and there, but you won't notice it. Whereas, all of us know when you play multiplayer, you're throwing the dice. Half the time, if not more, you're going to either disconnect, people aren't going to show up, you're not going to see pets, you're not going to see capes at all ever. There's more often than not you're going to run into issues, and I would rather, when I say no bugs, I mean so rare or so small that you don't even notice them.
Yeah, well, I was about to say that I have like 1 to 2 crashes a year in No Man's Sky. I very, very rarely ever see any kind of bugs at all, but I also never play multiplayer.
That's the
Yeah.
Well, and to be fair to Hello Games, in the entire existence of my channel playing around doing stuff, I never ran into many, maybe very few bugs with multiplayer or in the game in general. My game just generally does not crash until the 4.0 update. Now that's a normal occurrence. And I don't know what that is or what happened with it. I'm going to notice that, people. I'm looking at I have the video up, man.
Why can't we at you?
You should be able to at me. I'm here. Let me get out of my window. I'm in my game right now.
Thank you, Beeble, for making my moderation status worth something by having to show all of these "suck it, Jason" comments. I have to even show Jason saying "suck it, Jason."
I gotta get it on the fun.
Yeah, suck at me.
Suck it, Jason. Oh, wait a minute. I do have that.
Jason, you suck.
I also have you, Bob.
Suck it, Jason.
Oh,
I'm glad you kept the best take.
I had to take that one. Oh.
So let me ask you guys this. I'm gonna steer the interview a different direction here for a second. Is there because that's what I do.
Where do you get your thongs from, Bob?
Thong City.
Thong City. Yeah, you heard it.
Buy
here
9
first.
thongs, get 1 free.
Sounds like an
Yes!
advert in
There you go.
Cyberpunk.
I've got an idea for a commercial now. But anyway, so one of the things that's been a lot of fun is making content. We were talking about multiplayer, so I guess it's not totally in a different direction. But one of the things that I've had a lot of fun with was playing on that server with those other content creators in Ark. And I've been racking my brain trying to think if there was a way to do that in No Man's Sky, and I just don't see it, and I don't know that there ever will be a way to do that with multiplayer.
No, I mean, I was thinking about.
Everybody's like, no, you're right.
No, I was thinking
No,
about the amazing race we did together, which one was, I think, one of the better challenges we did together. But it's very hard to organize.
Yeah, it's hard to organize, but I think you can do that. The only issue is instead of hard parameters like with a server, you are locked into that area. No one else can join unless you invite them, things like that. But in No Man's Sky, you can kind of do that on the one system. You can say, hey, this is our system, but the glyphs they could potentially be public and anyone can join. Also, you have to agree not to leave. So there's more of real world agree upon rules rather than hard server rules.
Which is a lot of what all of No Man's Sky's community stuff is done. So it's like the civilizations. It's it's literally not supported remotely in game. It's just all player organized.
Yeah, organized and agreed. To the real life rules.
That would be cool. To be fair, just having a single system that we just kind of have fun in. The issue,
and we don't tell anybody the glyphs.
Well, yeah.
That's the problem. Yeah, if you take a screenshot and there's no way to lock it off. So
no, you can
gets those glyphs. It's done.
You can hide it with something above your OBS. That's possible.
Good idea. But so the only issue I'd see is that when only one person is playing, the changes aren't going to be visible. For so it would be very sort of shallow shared system because we'd only see bases that were uploaded all the time and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you only get uploads. If I log in and I forget to upload, you guys are never gonna see my stuff.
And even then,
you have to upload more than once.
Yeah,
I just uploaded in the beginning. I've never uploaded a base more than once.
Yeah, you might want to go back and do that. Well, it doesn't matter if you don't want anyone to see it. It doesn't matter.
Well, I do lots of base building updates, so.
Yes. Added a bar and a fireplace.
Yeah.
That was, going back to the expeditions being tests. I think that's what they were doing. Specifically for Utopia, but for multiple other ones. Like in Utopia, when they have us all landing on different planets, literally uploading the base you build, whatever it is, even if it's terrible like me, just floor.
Yeah.
I feel like they're testing it. They're doing. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe they started out with, hey, we want the expeditions to be this big, long thing. And then it evolved into, you know what? We can actually use these expeditions to test features or the back end of the game to see what works and what doesn't work. And we can modify the game going forward. So we're going to use it that way instead.
I'm just realizing that actually Jason is wearing a wig.
I'm wearing a wig? Oh, the plants?
This just right behind your hair is it's like Margot from Simpsons.
Yeah, Marge.
Yes. Yes. Well, it goes it goes well with my head because I have a plant head anyway, so now it just looks like a hairpiece.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm definitely. That's was something I wanted to definitely touch on. Was like we need to talk about this multiplayer. I heard the giggle. You heard the giggle, guys? I said touch.
To touch me. I want to be dirty.
We need to find a way to make more multiplayer, events or something. I like an awesome race would be great. Again, maybe with more content creators, but it's like you said, you have to play it offline. You cannot stream it.
Well, to be fair, I did invite like 12 content creators.
Yeah, I noticed true.
I see several of them in the chat who didn't.
That's the other problem is that we're so spread out and everyone's schedules are so different that not only do you have to worry about people showing up because of schedule differences, but time zones. Like our time, over here, it's noon, 2 o'clock for Bob, but it's also nighttime for Beeble and Xaine. So the time difference is weird.
Well, I mean, it just takes a commitment because that's what we did with Monarchy. Every Sunday we had a scheduled time every week, and we had guys. I mean, we had a guy in New Zealand, and then we got guys in California, and the guy in New Zealand unfortunately has to wake up at 6, 7 a.m. And the guys in the UK are playing late into the night. But you can make it work. Is my point. If people are committed, and you have a plan.
100%, but yeah, that's the problem. You got to get those committed people. And you kind of see who's committed and who's not. Who has the not saying that it's bad or good, but who has the will? Who really wants to be there?
To play.
Yeah, because some people they'll say, "Oh yeah, I'll totally be there," and they won't show up half the time. You don't want those.
Or they'll be 30 minutes late.
Yeah, 30 minutes late to a
Yeah.
Oh, it took me like 5 seconds to realize you were talking about yourself today.
Yeah. Those guys suck.
I wonder if it would be possible to get No Man's Sky on a dedicated server or something.
That would be really cool.
I mean,
that's the thing. I don't think
would.
I don't think it's. I don't. Well, it's possible, but it's like
the cost probably would be not feasible.
Well, like I think the way to do it would be to sort of cripple the game itself for that version, and then and then increase the well, you basically have to make a completely renovate the sort of changes. So when someone makes like a terrain edit and stuff, you'd have to have that be massively more expanded, and it'd basically be completely different design to what it is now. But I don't know. It feels like it's doable, but I have no idea how to do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking to the other one we were talking about, just having like a private system. How long do updated bases take to show up? Like if I update my base right this minute and upload it, will it show immediately for you? Like if you log in an hour from now, will you see it, or does it take
1 minute to 2 weeks or something? I'm not sure.
And theory, it should upload immediately, but that is not the case in real.
I was gonna say I've never seen anything immediately update. Usually it takes a day or two.
I've always been recommending for the base visits at least 1 week, 2 weeks before uploading, just to ensure that it shows up
3 times in a row.
Yeah, upload 2 or 3 times, just bing, 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 just to make sure that goes through.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems like it would.
So we're gonna do more. We're gonna do more multiplayer content. Is what
yeah, we need to look into that for sure. I mean, maybe see if we can involve more content creators, and we invite them, and then then it's up to them.
Am I not enough for you, Beeble? Am I not cool enough for you by myself?
You are
no, you're not.
Thanks, Bob.
That is the answer I was looking for. Yes.
I was looking after a diplomatic answer.
Yeah. Suck it, Jason. Suck it, Jason. There you go.
God, that would be so cool, though. I can imagine a future like 5 years from now where No Man's Sky has kind of been put on, like they've moved on to their next game. They said we're finished. The game will be, you get infrequent updates. They'll do like expeditions or whatever, but that's it. And the community comes in and says, you know what, we have dedicated servers now. So if you want
Yeah.
to, you can make a whole, either a system or just the universe, and you can, there's a way to do that somehow. I would love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
It would be cool to be able to, you know, also create a community without being bothered by anybody else in the, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just the ability to lock off a system. Just say,
Yeah.
hey, look, only certain people can enter or exit this system or whatever. That would be an awesome feature to have, because there's so many systems that are open,
No
no one's
gex
working
allowed.
with. Yeah, no gex allowed. I don't know about that. I'll change my character just to a gex. Me and people in solidarity.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's definitely a good what you call it, decision, or not decision, but a point to work on for coming
hope so.
content.
Well, and speaking of maybe future stuff, what would you like to see coming forward for Expedition specifically? Like, we've had multiple different types of expeditions. Which ones do you guys like, and what would you like to see in the future? Like, for me, I know everyone in the chat's gonna hate me. I want another permadeath expedition. I want
Same.
them to bring it back. Give me another one.
I would like a mixture of. I would like a permadeath one with more lore, like the pirate one.
But you
Yeah, that
can
was
do
neat.
permanent no if you want to now expedition, or can you not set it to permanent?
No,
But well,
no, you can't. You cannot, as far as I know, because you
Yeah.
have to. Cannot choose it from your difficulty selector. Like, you can go to normal, creative, but you can't choose expedition. And once you've loaded into expedition, you cannot go to permadeath.
Okay.
You can increase the difficulty, but it won't let you do permadeath because
Okay,
you've
yeah.
already started a save.
but also the permadeath expedition was designed around that difficulty as
No,
well.
true,
so
true,
it's like
yeah.
it is, slightly different.
No, I
mean,
enjoyed
I would
I
take a
enjoyed it
generic
anyway.
one.
I enjoyed it anyway.
I would take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take a generic one. Just say, hey, look, when you select your expedition, the next screen says which difficulty, and it's the same expedition no matter what you choose. However, on permadeath, it just deletes your save like traditional permadeath, and you have to start completely over. It's not modified or adjusted in any way. It's just, well, it is for the permadeath difficulty, but the milestones are not adjusted for permadeath. So if you want to make it difficult, it's going to be a nightmare. But if you want to, you could totally do it. Like, if you're insane like Jason, totally do it.
Yeah.
would like
Chaotic
that.
serenity. That's brutal. Don't read it, Jason. Don't listen to him.
Available at the Quicksilver Market. Yes.
I think I like the one where we struggle more in the beginning. Like, I don't like getting everything immediately.
Yeah.
Like the one where we were on the planet.
Yeah, carpet
And-
covers.
Oh, we were stuck on the planet.
Yeah.
It was the third
That-
expedition.
It's really fun.
Yeah, that one was fun. And because I never do that. I hardly ever explore on foot or
Same.
use the exocraft. You know? So I like those that bring me some of the early game stuff that I skip past because, you know, because I can.
Yeah.
And being forced to kind of stay in it for a while.
Mhm. I felt the
What about you,
same.
Xaine?
I felt the same when the expedition started, the ninth one. This one here, Utopia. I felt the
Yeah, with
same.
the
Like,
gnome.
oh, this is feeling like we're gonna get the same. But then
Mhm.
it changed.
Right, but then it changed pretty
Yeah,
quick. Yeah.
it became a bit too grindy to my liking.
Yeah, 5 bases that like you didn't actually have to do anything with felt a bit fillery.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Yeah.
That felt like a test rather than a feature. It was like, okay, you made a base, do it again. Do it again.
Right.
And like, okay, I get it. I get it.
Right.
We're
How
good.
many times can I write "suck it, Jason" out of wood parts on the ground?
Exactly. You run out of wood eventually.
5. That's how. Not with you, Jason.
So
Never
much
run out of
wood.
wood.
That's right.
What would you like to see in a reused thing, Xaine? What feature did you like to see in the future?
What do you mean? Oh, in what context?
In the expedition, like what previous expedition had a thing that you want to see in a future expedition? Like, what would you like them to bring back?
Well, like I was saying, like the pirate thing, like with the extra lore, the
Yeah.
pirate one was the only one to me that felt like we were following a proper story.
Hmm.
Okay.
That I really enjoyed that, and I also enjoyed the difficulty of the permadeath one.
Yeah.
So like those two mixed
combo.
together.
Okay.
But also with a mixture of now what Bob said with because the exobiology, I really enjoyed that as well, starting on the planet.
No.
So like mixing those three things. I'm not saying specifically exobiology, just the fact that we had to explore the planet.
Okay.
But like
Getting 3 types of milks and 3 types of eggs.
That was my nightmare. If there's
50
one
poop.
expedition I hated, it was the milk and the eggs. Burn it. Die. I
yeah,
never
the
want to
50
see that
poop
again.
was annoying as well, especially when you're trying to speedrun it. It's like
Exactly.
just crap. and then you scare them, and then none of them crap for 10 minutes. You're like, are you kidding me?
You would think that they would crap more.
So
Patch note from 4 years ago: creatures will no longer poop when scared.
Yeah, and I mean, even breaking that out separately, because I know it's a little bit different for it, specifically for me and Xaine, Xaine and I, when we do our speed runs. There's things that irritate me because it's a speed run, but even on a normal basis, I will never go to a random place and hopefully you find some eggs or some milk. That'll never be fun, no matter how I play it. I don't enjoy that.
Even if you land on the planet, you've got to hope that animal spawns near you and stuff. Yeah, that's annoying.
It was just a
But
anything that's up to chance.
It was great for content creators.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember you pumping out videos on that.
You see the difference again between being a player and a content creator.
Yeah,
right.
And that's what it is. Yeah, it is.
Well, that's the thing. It's the things that are annoying, that are hard to do, that are not easily fixable.
Mhm.
That's what you can make more content out of, and there's a lot less of that now.
Yeah. I'm starting to feel like a politician. We need to make more problems so I can make more videos and make more money on it.
More problems, more content.
Exactly.
There's some fires. I've got a fire truck, yo.
No, I don't hear it.
You have a fire truck around
What
you.
about? Did you answer that one, Beebs?
What one?
Yeah, what do you want to see?
I loved Cartographers. Actually, Pioneers was a great one, but that was just because it was the first time that we got it. But I loved Cartographers. I loved the one where we had the permanent. And I have to say, I really enjoyed Polestar just because we completely had a new start. We didn't start on a planet.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Yeah,
I think that would be nice as well to get, different locations. Start in the space station, for example, or, I don't know. It would be nice to get different locations to start from.
Yeah. I wonder if they're ever going to test that out to see if maybe they give us a specific spawn instead of randomly on a planet, like you only spawn at trading outpost or you only spawn at planetary archives. That would be pretty cool.
I mean, with the space station, we might get an expedition where we start in this. You never know.
Yeah. Start at a pirate station. Start at a
Yeah, Polestar was good, and the name was hilarious.
Polestar.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Well, what would you hate? What do you hate? Like, I know I hate the eggs and the milk, but I know you didn't mind it as much, Xaine. What did you hate? What was the one milestone that was just total BS? You never want to see it again.
Who, me?
Yeah, you, Xaine. Yeah.
Damn it. There's definitely one, but I've never thought about it. So it's like I've probably just been like, well, no need to remember that.
Lock it out.
Yeah, when it comes to memory, like if I no longer think something's worth remembering, I literally just forget it. And it's not.
Cash. Yeah, he's like, I don't need that.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So
see, I do that too, but I don't have a choice in what I forget. It just happens. My brain decides for me. It's like, yeah, you don't need to know that anymore.
You need to get the new operating system update.
Yeah, probably.
OS update, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm on some older hardware, so it doesn't work as well. But the one I didn't like was the one where we had to wait. That when you get locked by time. On something like
the freighter missions.
The freighter missions.
Freight expeditions.
Yeah. Those were annoying.
Was that with the companions?
That was the first one. That was the first.
Was
one.
it the first one? Ah, that's why it
Yeah.
takes so long as well.
That's why it took so long. Yeah, that's why I was yelling at you guys when I was
Yeah.
in my car.
We-
I'm
you-
like,
we-
"Ah,
you-
it
well,
took
we
so
could
long
actu-
because of this."
We could actually hack it, but
Right.
Yeah, you could totally hack it by time.
um,
Well, the other one was the pet gaining the trust. They fixed it for the replay, but the original one, it felt like that was a time limited one. It wasn't actually linked to anything.
It was only time limited if you didn't if you got rid of your first pet. 'Cause your first pet came with 95% trust, and a lot of people changed it, not knowing that they've basically added 2 weeks onto their
I have
timer.
to go back and look at that, but I tried because we were speedrunning at that time, and I just could not gain that trust, and I wanted to kill that dang thing. I was like, "Are you serious? I love you. I've
Wonder
been
why he
feeding you
didn't trust you.
everything."
he's like
Why he didn't
pointing
trust
that gun
you.
all the time at
I
me.
took him to the side and said, "Look, you better trust me right now. I'm doing a speed run."
Yeah.
Accept
He's
my
like, I've seen how
love.
many times he's done this with other pets. I'm not doing it. He's
Stop
just gonna throw
loving
you
me.
away in an hour. Just
Exactly.
throw
I'm
you
just gonna
away.
delete the save. You might as well just love me right now. Come on.
Yeah. Dude.
Oh.
Hmm. Did
What about you,
you
Beebs?
the
What did you
last?
hate?
What I hate, actually,
Yeah.
I was actually pretty frustrated with the last one, just the grind.
Hmm.
Getting these, that was a lot of chromatic metal to make every time for the base computer, and whatever it was it
Yeah.
something else? I forgot, but he needed two
And
things.
pure ferrite and the
Yeah.
chromatic metal. Yeah.
I was anyway. But when I was doing the expedition, and we saw the space station, I had like, we are restoring this space, the system. That was the goal of this expedition. I felt like, oh my god, I hope this might give a lot of false hope and false expectancy, because people might think they are fixing the system and the galaxy and the space station, and
Actually doing something to affect the
yeah.
system.
Yeah.
That was all. Ooh, this might be very risky. I didn't see anybody complaining about it, but it felt very risky. That
Well,
I agree.
now they will be.
felt like
Well,
it
you
had a
just
lot
gave
more
them the
potential.
idea.
but then again, now with the space stations in the files, it's like, maybe they are leaning to,
Now
I
you're
don't
just
know.
building it up even more. I'm
Yeah.
sure Sean he's at his office right now listening to this going, guys, we were just sitting around trying to think of a storyline. It has nothing to do. We're never going to add any of this stuff into the game. What are you doing to me?
You should talk to us.
See, Gary, I
Yeah,
told you
I
they'd think
agree.
that. Freaking Gary.
I don't think he ever will. I think he got burned so bad on the launch of No Man's Sky that it is such a bad burn that he's like, I'm never doing that. If I make 100 games over the next 50 years, I'm never going to do it again like that.
Hmm.
Well, I think they
And
learned a
for
lot of
good or for
lessons
bad, I
for
think
the
that's
next
what it
one.
is.
The next one might be, completely. I don't know what they're gonna make. That's the question.
Well, yeah, we don't know what they're going to make. Do you think that we're going to know ahead of time? I have a sneaking suspicion. Sean Murray is going to come out one random day and just say, "Hey guys, we have this new game called blah blah blah, and it comes out next week."
Or maybe
he doesn't
maybe
want
on
to go through that whole thing.
maybe
He doesn't wanna
E3.
do
You
that.
never know.
Yeah, he'll just tweet out a single, or he'll do 2 emojis. That way we know it's not for No Man's Sky. It's 2.
Just imagine they release it on E3. The first.
That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
no, it would be awesome,
it's
but
not gonna
no.
Yeah.
No. And it'd be the day me and Xaine skip too.
Yeah.
It'll be
We're like,
Sunday
"Ah,
right
it sucked."
before.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm hoping, talking of E3, like I know it's probably going to crash and burn, but I'm hoping it gives a chance for the smaller studios to get a lot more attention,
Yeah.
because it won't be swallowed up by the big
Yeah.
AAA companies. So, and we've seen more over the last couple of years, these smaller teams actually producing really good content,
Yep.
like Valheim and what Planet Crafter and Spaceborne 2. Now I'm enjoying.
I'm going to be the negative Nelly on that. I think that my personal thought, my personal opinion, not anyone telling me any of this, the bigger game developers got kind of irritated with how much they were probably paying for E3, because it costs a lot of money to get floor space at E3. And so they said, look, we have our own facility. Why are we paying to go over here? We'll just have it the same exact day. We'll have it over in our building. That doesn't cost us any extra money. We don't have to hire anyone extra to send over there. We're saving money. and we'll just do it and call it E3, even though it's not at E3, and it steals that thunder away. So everyone shows up at E3 and they're like, "Hey, we're at E3," and no one's paying attention because we had Microsoft over here that day, or we had Sony over there, or whatever. So no one's looking at E3 specifically. They're looking at all these other developers who are doing their own thing. Just so happens to be on that same week. So it kind of
Well, I think
steals
the ones that
thunder.
I saw that are doing it on different weeks. So most of them are
Oh.
doing it before.
I would say, as far as I know, specifically EA Games, they're doing it on the week of E3. Microsoft, technically, they're doing it Sunday, but it's right before E3. Ubisoft, they haven't announced the date, but they said it's going to be that week as well. They're all trying to coalesce, not on the same exact day,
It
but
sounds
that
like
week.
the new they hired a new promoter for E3, and it sounds like he pissed them all off, and they're just
Yeah.
they're just like, suck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Is it called? Is he called Jason?
something.
Yeah, totally.
Like the same guys who
Jason
did New
Place.
York Comic Con or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
as long as some of these do it during the same week in LA, then we good, Bob.
Yeah,
Because we
exactly.
could
Well,
just go
that's
to
the thing.
there as well.
I mentioned that in the chat earlier, private chat earlier. I just said, look, the best case scenario, it's just more driving because instead of going to just the LA Convention Center, you're going to be going to this building for Microsoft or that building for EA or this building for Ubisoft. Instead of going to one building, you're going to multiples, but you're still there. They're still in LA. So hopefully.
Yeah, that pre-Sunday's a biatch.
Yeah. Yeah. Starfield's on Sunday.
It's
So
like
it's-
the day before I get there.
Yep. Yep. They heard, they were like, "Oh, Xaine's coming in on Monday. Wait, we need to schedule this thing on Sunday."
Xaine will still be recovering from his previous event.
I will.
Yeah.
4 days of sleeping rough at a music festival pre 27 hours of travel to get to LA.
Yeah. And then
That's
you're gonna cook and share a room with me.
I'll definitely cook one of the nights, but I think we'll be
Aw.
going to some places in downtown for food most of the nights.
Which date is that again, by the way?
What for E3 or
Yeah,
13th to 16th.
of
June.
Yeah, that week.
June. All right, okay.
June, yeah.
Yeah, I've been looking into going to the meetup in Guildford as well.
That's in August, right?
Awesome!
27th,
yeah.
27th of August. That is that now.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to that again this year.
I was just looking, to in the meantime while we're there, visit some friends and stuff. So, but I should be there.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it'd be great to meet, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice. I mean, yeah, we're not gonna see Jason and Bob probably, but
I would come over if it was at a different time. That's like literally the first week of school.
yeah.
in the US.
It's just Starfield is like the week after.
Right. Say I would come over, but yeah, Starfield, and I have freedom over here, so I like the freedom.
Damn.
Merker.
Oh.
Did y'all hear that? Jason hates everybody else besides America. Andy hasn't
America.
watched Star Wars.
Yeah, Star. Yeah, I've seen Patrick Picard in Star Wars. Don't you try to do that to me.
Yeah.
No, just honestly, I mean, you know this, Xaine. Traveling overseas is insanely expensive sometimes, depending on how you can do it or when you can do it. It gets really insane.
Yeah, and August is like the peak time around like Europe and stuff. I assume it is other places in the world as well. But like,
Yeah.
plus the UK is known for being expensive. Like,
Yeah, so that's
yeah.
for me. I'm not trying to explain for Bob because he has to go to school with his kid. You have to take care of your kids. Well,
Yeah, I'm
being
a
a good dad and
responsible
everything.
adult. Yeah.
Being a responsible dad.
No.
But yeah, just the expense is crazy. I would love to go. Believe me, I'm so jealous. I have the traveler's guide from that. I was never there. I wish I could.
London is akin to LA for living expenses, from what I can see.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I know, LA is about the most expensive place in the US by far.
Continental, yeah. Hawaii probably has a beat, but it's an island on its own.
Yeah. But yeah, I
Oh.
mean,
Yeah.
Guildford is like it's an hour or two south of London, so it's not quite it's not as bad as like central London, but it is one of the more like everyone there is like a middle class hipster, i.e. Sean Murray. If you're listening, Sean, I'm sorry, but it's true.
You gotta hate on Sean.
Middle class hipster. Hey, hipsters have the best food, so I'll go to the hipster restaurants.
I don't know about that. Have you had Oriental food? Have you had Mexican food? Those are really good.
Well, yeah, but hipster restaurants will often do other
Fusion.
like that. Yeah, there's no such thing as
No.
like a hipster cuisine. Hipsters will take the cuisine and then make it like gourmet.
No. See, that's wrong. You have to go to a back alley down in Mexico to get the best Mexican food. Other than that, it doesn't count. Or
You can
if you
do
want
both.
real Oriental food, you have to go to a back alley in China somewhere and get really good Oriental food. The only
Sounds
way.
like he wants to be kidnapped.
Hmm.
That's why I can't go to LA. My wife said, "Look, you're gonna get kidnapped and killed because you're too stupid. You'll go down a back alley looking for Mexican food."
Running around freedom.
That was a big conversation of me and Xane's when we were picking a place in LA. We're like, will we get murdered here?
Yeah,
Not
Murder
if you're
Street.
together.
I was
You just gotta
looking.
show
Oh
up
no,
together.
they do double homicides all the time.
Yeah, I was looking,
not
and
Chicago.
I found like a perfect hotel. I was like, okay, that's so cheap. It looks really good. And then like when I was about to like click it, I looked and it was like a meter from MacArthur Park. I'm like, oh, for God's sake. And then like
That's why it's so cheap.
yeah,
You
and then
really
like
went with its price.
I look and like one of the first things I did was look at a crime map, and it was like, oh, this was not the thing to do. Oh no.
It was
like-
just the entire city of LA red, like the
Well-
whole thing. Don't even come here.
It started on like the middle like 30% of downtown LA. I zoomed out once and it displayed no icons because it said it can't display more than 10,000 icons. So there had been more than 10,000 crimes in
Too
half
much
of downtown
information.
LA in 7 days.
Wow. You know what? You guys have your wills made out, right? You're gonna give everything to me when you guys
Oh,
die. I'll take over your channel.
I already know the safe places now because I did this research. So it's
Okay.
like where we're stopping is like one of the 2 safe parts of downtown LA. I'm not gonna say any more than that, obviously. But...
Yeah. No, I just kind of show up places randomly, so I'm glad somebody's planning.
Oh yeah, I'll know where we don't turn left and stuff. So don't.
Okay. Don't go down there. What? Oh well.
No.
There might be
Well, at least there's 2 of you, so if you get attacked, you can just say, "Hey, Bob, you need to check around this corner, and I'll be right here waiting for you. You need- just
I feel
go
like
check.
Xane's
There's
gonna be
something cool over
faster than
there."
me though, so that's the problem.
guys.
Have
There
to
might be
kneecap him or
there might
something.
be some free spots soon for No Man's Sky content creators.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, when we first meet, like I challenge you to a race to the apartment, and then you're like, "What? Why did you do that?" Oh no reason. Anyway, I won.
Okay.
Well, I mean, in all seriousness, it's going to be the week of E3. There's going to be 1,000 gamers there wandering around. Just find a group and nestle in, and you'll be safe.
Well, I mean,
I'm not
just
a nestler.
downtown LA, which is one of 36 cities apparently in LA, is 3 miles wide. Like it's insanely huge. So outside of the convention center, we
3 miles
won't bump
wide is
into people.
big. That's
What's
big.
that?
See? Oh, no, never mind. Okay.
3 miles wide for 1/36th of a place. Yeah, like that's fully dense with skyscrapers.
I forgot you live on an island out in the middle of the ocean. You guys think you're a big. I think our states are bigger than your country.
Then well, some are, yeah. But like you saying that's not big is ridiculous. I'm sorry, but
I mean,
just
we
because-
live next to Texas. Houston is
3 miles.
massive.
That's
I
not
mean-
big. Wink, wink.
It's 136.
There you go. Bring us back.
Yeah, like if like I was looking on the map and I was amazed that like LAX to downtown is, and it's all through like it's only through a small part of like the LA area, which is all complete super dense. It's the same distance as like me to like Birmingham, and it's ridiculous. Like it's crazy.
I don't know that reference. I live in freedom over
that's the
here.
thing.
Well, it from me to Birmingham, it's pretty about 6 or 7 hours.
That's a really long
Uh,
drive for me.
Yeah,
Mm.
but mine's in Alabama.
Yeah.
You guys have you have all of your your hotel and everything planned out. Well, Xaine, you have it all planned out for you and Bob.
Yeah. Yeah. We got the got apartment and flights booked.
Oh,
I cannot wait to see some selfies and stuff, you know.
you guys,
Oh,
are
yeah.
you planning anything? Like, are you going to do any streams or any coverage, or are you just going to go there and post it later? Are
I'm
you doing
considering-
anything
Who the
live?
hell knows?
Yeah, I'm considering vlogging from the start of my festival if possible, but I don't know how that's going to work out. And
Please do.
KJ saying don't take Uber. That's like our main plan. What are you on about? Why?
Take Lyft. Is Lyft better?
No, what I'm sure what she means is Uber and Lyft are random people that are going to pick you up and magically you get ransomed. Because they don't I mean there is a vetting process. I'm not going to I'm not attacking Uber or Lyft. However, it is more of a personal thing, meaning the local people, meaning if I wanted to murder some rich guys from the UK, I'm going to be an Uber.
Well, I'll just get a taxi then from like a registered taxi. Then that's fine.
I'm gonna try Uber. I'll see what happens.
Well,
I'll vlog it.
I'm down for Uber, but not from the airport with luggage because that's way more of a target.
Yeah. Well, you might lose a kidney, but you know, have to.
Well, I'm planning
Yeah.
to take the subway for the last 3 days, so that's gonna be fun.
All right, guys. I think we're getting
many
to we're starting to drift
Zane,
off anyway.
You really have a will set out.
This
for
is why we
what is
said
gonna
2
happen here.
hours should be
Yeah,
our time limit.
You can't
So
live
I
in
think-
fear,
Bring us home,
Jason.
babes. Shut up, Jason. Bring
Don't
us home,
live in fear.
babes.
You won't live in fear for very long, people. Or Zane, it'll be quick. It'll be very quick.
Jason's not even listening.
I'm tall. I'm a dude.
No, they did.
I'm
Just put
not
them in a
so much
separate
of
room,
More
Bob.
of you to carve up to sell. No, you'll be fine. You'll be totally safe, Bob. We need to talk later on about Zane. Totally safe. Totally safe.
Oh, you've pulled out a
Who do you
mustache.
think's gonna
How-
harvest
how
Zane's
quaint.
kidney and sell it? Okay.
Exactly. We got to make sure there's ice
While
in your
he's
bathtub
sleeping.
at the hotel.
Sleep.
A lovely chap showed me a water gun today. It was fantastic.
Well, I can't
So
wait to see your coverage of E3. That'll be cool. I mean, especially who knows what's going to be there, what's going to happen, whatever, all the games and stuff. I have a feeling it's going to be better than people are theorizing right now. It looks bad. Like, oh, no one's showing up. I feel like you guys are going to be there. It's going to be awesome. You're going to be able to travel around. You might even, if you see Starfield, I will be so pissed. I'll be happy for you, but I'll be mad that I didn't go.
all right, quickly. It's quiet. Anyway, guys, I think we're gonna have to close off. We're 2 hours in. I think the stream has reached its full potential here. I'm not sure, guys, if you have any.
You
guys-
go for another 4 hours. Come
You
on, I
have
got
you
this.
have
Let's go.
anything else you want to share? Maybe you want to say you're streaming anything soon, or you're having a video coming. Do you have any plans?
I'm probably going to stream Elden Ring right after this for an
All
hour.
right.
That's about it.
You,
So-
can you link that in the chat?
I
Yeah.
think Xaine can actually link it.
Yeah.
So Xaine is going to be streaming on Twitch, Elden Ring. If you want to see some, I don't know, wins or loses.
Whatever
I
that
don't
is.
know.
Who wins?
No, I
Uh,
think I'm
How
going to be
many deaths
streaming
you up to?
Valheim tomorrow as well.
all right, for Valheim tomorrow evening. I mean, for my time, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be about the time you started. I think that's the plan.
Which channel are you using for that, Bob?
I'm going to use the main one, the big one.
All right,
Main one. Okay.
Jason, you have anything coming?
I might be streaming some Valheim tomorrow.
Mm,
I might try to get in with Bob.
with
I
the
don't know.
Bob.
I'll get in there. If not, I'll just do my own. Maybe. Zane, are you officially done doing speedruns?
Yeah. For
I
this
want-
expedition.
He's
I
lying.
want to
He's
know
lying,
because
Jason.
if you are, then I'll
Yeah.
just give up the ghost. But if you're gonna try it one more time, you have the weekend. You can do it Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
My interest on this one has been played out. I'm done. But yeah,
Okay, well if that's the case, then we won't be doing a speed run tomorrow because there's no need to. But if now I'm getting suspicious. Are you gonna sneak one in on Sunday and then just beat me right at the last minute?
All right,
Pro-
Jason,
pro-
we'll take this
probably not.
offline, as I used to say on the conference calls.
No. I want
Corporate
to.
America.
We have another 3
Yeah.
hours to go, guys. Come on, let's talk about this. We all have schedules. I know. I'm a very talkative person. I know.
What?
Really? Didn't know that.
Nothing. All right. This was actually really fun. I love doing this. Beeble,
yeah.
you don't do this very often? We can't make this like a normal, like every
Uh,
Thursday thing?
No. This is.
No.
What about every
I
Tuesday?
think next time we should be drinking. It should be a drinking game.
Yeah, well,
Ooh,
I had my
yeah.
whis- I
We could
had
have done Thursdays for real.
I had my whiskey with me, but yeah, everything got a little bit messed up with the timings, Jason.
I wasn't blaming you still. I have the evidence.
But I mean, we could do this like every time after an update or something. Maybe talk about that. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I love it.
Uh,
It was really, really fun. I'm up for it whenever.
So that's gonna be it, so, guys. If you want to check out, I'm pretty sure everybody knows all of us, But if you want to check out, the links are actually in the title. Each of the names are so you can just click them and check the channels out.
Oh man, it's like you've done this before. Holy cow!
I've completely prepared for this. And I think that's gonna.
Shut the hell up.
Just like for the next one, I need definitely a mute button just for Jason.
No, never.
You could mute Discord, dude.
I just want to
easy,
mute
though.
Jason.
I will power through Discord. You can't stop.
Anyway, that's this was a good stream. This was very enjoyable. I hope you guys all enjoyed it in the chat, and of course you guys as well in the studio.
How's it?
Yeah.
Thank you for joining. Really appreciate that, and we will do this again. I think this was fun. This is a good way to do a collaboration. We could do it on one of your channels as well. We don't need to do it on mine. We can always jump around and do a different stream.
I need some No Man's Sky content on my channel.
There you go. We'll do it on your channel. I'm okay. You have to build us a Bob box though. That we all can sit in the.
Oh, that would be hilarious if we each built our own version of this.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can see some pillows on the ground in a box.
Bobs will literally just say "suck it, Jason" like 1,000 times.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just be sitting in a field.
He'll just laugh.
I will learn how to
Complicated
build
laugh.
for that. Ooh.
Ooh,
You could,
now
Bob, you
like
could
it.
build your studio on stream. Content.
No. That'd be like you playing Space Engineers the first time on stream.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for joining. Really appreciate you all jumping in. I'm not sure. Should I continue streaming after this?
Yeah, talk about all of us after we're gone.
Yeah, after we leave.
Yeah. Let's
Talk
close it
about
off.
what's
Oh, I just using the wrong mouse again.
You got mice over there?
I have two mice. I
Pieces?
have two mice, yeah. And the one is for the PC in here and the other one is for that one. So, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you all jumping in. We're going to close off here. I'm going to jump out of the Discord chat and say goodbye to everybody in the chat, the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Huzzah!
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go. Let me just jump over to the full webcam as well. Guys, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate that. I was thinking about continuing streaming, but not on this one. Make a new stream and just rate myself. If you feel like me watching, we do some more. We can do a little bit of just regular gameplay. If you feel like it, let me know in the chat. I can do a poll if you want me. I can do a poll. It's getting hot in here. I'm gonna have to turn on the AC for sure. I'm gonna quit out of the game here. Quit to mode select. Yes. This was awesome. I think you guys all enjoyed. I think you enjoyed it. I've seen a lot of you people talking, but it would be very confusing to just completely jump back and forth between the chat. Who's saying no? Who's saying no? That Jason guy talks too much. Yes, he does. All right, guys, I think we can say yes. We have. You know what? Let me just prepare. I can then check the stream and see if you guys want to watch me more or not. Let me create a new live. Schedule stream. Something. Let's reuse that one. And I'm gonna set this to stream. Next, select on, done. Next. Next, and we do this at. I'm just gonna do 8:45, and then we can just raid our own stream with that. There we go. Now I can edit this, and now we can. We had 93% say yes, so let's continue the stream then. Redirect to my own video. Done. Save. There we go. Chat a lot, and it's funny, which you all take a pic of him. It was me. I thought it would be cool for a gag. All right, guys. I think you guys are saying yes. 48 votes. I would say that is good. We're going to be raiding myself. That means we will be jumping into No Man's Sky. I will talk about a new challenge as well, which I will have to add to the Discord for April. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be interested in this one. And anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you for joining. Thank you for Bob, Xaine, and Jason joining as well. Really appreciate that. If you have not already, check them out, but I'm pretty sure you did. And that's going to be it for me today. Not for today, for this stream. And I will see you in like 5 minutes after this song is over. We'll be in the other one. All right, bye-bye. Beeblebum.